Hello, everybody, and welcome. So good to be with you all on this fine evening in late November. We're very grateful that you are all joining us for our D&D game. We're going to be playing Icewind Dale Rime or Reason, brought to you by the good people over at Hero Forge. So I want to thank Hero Forge for sponsoring the stream. Always just an awesome company to work with from the creator aspect and for customer service as well. You guys are going to love what Hero Forge does. 3D printable miniatures that you can create your own custom characters, download the STLs, download the VTT files, or make tokens like you see here. We've got some updating to do tonight. I didn't do much of that, but Fizwick is he's blue right now, encased in ice. Clay is no longer a water genasi. He is now a Luxodon. Ryan can't be joining us tonight. So we've got some updating to do in Hero Forge. I think we got to start on that. But
Which I thought that was cool. I went in today and made an ice Fizwick.
Yeah.
So you could, commemorate that moment as this little. If there's one miniature I want to get, it's like an icy Fizwick.
Absolutely. We need I like how Jake called it the gobsicle.
Gobsicle, yeah, nice.
The gobsicle. Nice. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that in a second. But yes, the Hero Forge character builder is just the best thing around out there for bringing your characters, your RPG characters, to life, just as you envision. They also are having a sale right now, so Black Friday sale. $5 off 3D printed minis with the code EPICLOOT, and you can get $3.99 digital STLs, which I think is like half price. And you don't even need a code for that. So if you got your own 3D printer or know someone who does, that's a steal of a deal. I'm definitely going to be picking some up, that's for sure. But that I better do so by November 29. That's when the deal ends. And then also, I just, they're just always adding new stuff. These are some of the October, some of their favorites. They'll post these on Twitter, and I just grabbed them. And, just so much variety, so many cool things. Every time I'm looking at these, I'm like, I didn't know you could do that or that or that. So, check out HeroForge.com. Also, just a quick shout out. Speaking of holiday sales, I wanted to just give a shout out to Will and the Dark Sea Workshop. He now has full sets of dice for sale. And they're amazing. He sent me some. I'm going to be rolling them tonight. I'm so excited. These dice are just incredible. They're a little bit bigger than your average set, so not quite the huge jumbo ones he sent me also, which are awesome. This one has a ship inside of it. I can't even do it justice. Just go look on his the Dark Sea Workshop Etsy page down in the video description. And if you're doing some holiday shopping, support an independent craftsman and pick up some beautiful, sparkling gems of dice, second to none.
More affordable sets are coming this week. I've got like 5 or 6 more coming over the next week. So these are just like the best of the best.
Yeah, so cool. Check out Michael's channel down in the video description as well. For Twitch and YouTube, follow Dead Aussie Gamer, folks. He's got awesome stuff always going on. And one more quick plug that I want to give is Dogmite. Dogmite is now producing WASD20 signature DM screens. Yes, folks, this is a map that I drew, and they put it on a DM screen, and you can purchase these now on dogmite.com. Dogmite.com/WASD20. They also have a natural wood version. This one's actually 15% off right now. So, check them out. It's a good way to support a local Michigan company from whence I come, and also support me and my work. So, yeah. We're gonna jump right in. Last time was eventful. You guys can help me remember all the stuff that happened, but so let's see. We had the test of the Frost Maiden. I didn't actually reveal this last time. I thought, a little meta knowledge might be kind of fun. In case you're wondering, I had an actual scorecard here for who did what in the tests of the Frost Maiden and who passed what. And I'll just let you guys know, you didn't all pass the tests of the Frost Maiden. So, for example, Nikos, Fizwick, and Grukvar were the only ones to pass the test of cruelty. Clay did not. If you remember, he tried to stop the attack on the chief who is trying to kill his own people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Another one. Everyone passed the test of endurance. I believe that was the first one. You guys marched. Well done. You marched through the snow for a long time and didn't die, and only suffered I think a couple of you had one level of exhaustion. So anyway, that was enough to pass the test of isolation. Fizwick and Clay lasted the longest in terms of not disappearing completely into the ether, but lasting the longest alone in the snow. And the test of preservation, everyone passed that one. So what that means is that as I'm looking at the scorecard here, Fizwick is the only one who passed every single test of the Frost Maiden. And that is, by the way, why, and I'm giving you some meta knowledge here, don't abuse it, but that is why Fizwick heard the voice and agreed to to a risky fate. A voice spoke to Fizwick as he entered this final chamber, which, I don't have the map up anymore, but, and it said, "Will you court death to earn my favor?"
Oh, so that's why you weren't answering Ryan when he said, "Why did it only speak to Fizwick?" Well, you were kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why only Fizwick heard that voice. He is the only one who passed all 4 tests. And
reward. Yeah. Fantastic
and
reward. I mean, best ever.
He jumped right into that, accepting the risk, said, "Bring it on," to the voice, and fell just short of what he needed. Just in case you're wondering, the DC was 21. He rolled an 18, and we now have a Fizwixicle, a Gobsicle. He is petrified, frozen, I guess, frozen solid, and the party is now carrying him out. I'll let you guys fill in the rest. What else happened that was pretty big?
Clay transformed into his original self. I think. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm totally clear on what precipitated that, but it's something to do with the knife, the magic knife that he uses.
Yeah. So Grukvar, I think he had told you that this knife gives him what he most needs and what he most needed for a time. And this is, it's complicated, but was to be someone else, to kind of shed the skin of his past because he had done something he deeply regretted and wanted to hide and be anonymous. He had killed his basically father figure / captain on the ship, and in one of his rages. So that's what the knife gave him for a time, was the ability to hide. But I'll let Ryan fill in more in the future. It's there is something a little more to that. That maybe that's not exactly what he needed, and why it would have stopped giving him that in that moment last session, and reverted to his true form, which is a Luxodon. So, anything else we're missing? You guys left, and there was kind of an argument. Should we go? Should I stay or should I go now? That, and I think that Clay kind of made that decision by just picking up the Fizwixicle and walking out, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where you guys are. You are walking out of Grimskalle, the Frost Maiden's fortress that has that was once a frost giant fortress. And I forgot a big thing. You guys now have the item which you have been seeking. Bonus point to anyone who remembers the name of it. Point of inspiration.
The Coda Light.
Yeah.
There you go. Grukvar, I'll give it to you. You got it the fastest. It was on the tip of Michael's tongue.
It was. I know. I was actually gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be honest. I was gonna say the Codex of Light, and that was. Yep. I was like, damn it. It was close. It was like that thing where it's like it's kind of like
the thing of the thing,
Yeah.
like
The
all
thing,
the things
the
in
thing,
D&D.
Yeah.
We all
yeah.
would have known what you meant if your character would have said it. So I think it's
Yeah.
pretty close. Yeah.
Yep, the Coda Seal of White. This is an item that supposedly will help you get into the lost city of Yithrin. The lost city of Yithrin, an ancient part of the Netherese Empire that is buried beneath the ice. Used to be a great city, now buried beneath the ice. And that is on the other side of the world, the Icewind Dale world, and the Reghed Glacier. So you guys are now in the Sea of Moving Ice, and had been spending some time being teleported to the Reghed Glacier, but now you will have to make the journey over there. Velin is with you. She wanted the Codicil of White. You did not relinquish and hand it to her. You're like, we'll keep this safe. I don't know who has it. Do you guys remember?
I think Nikos does.
Okay. So Nikos, we'll go ahead and say that's in your possession. And yeah, you're leaving Grimskalle. Okay, anything else I'm missing? It was an eventful session.
I think that covers it.
Yeah, I think that covers it. I mean, yeah, just Nikos and Grukvar got into it about staying and leaving, but I think I don't think anything lingered from that. Really? No.
No, I think when Clay just picked up the gobsicle, that kind of
solved everyone's problems. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Nikos wanted to get out because he thought this place was dangerous, and Grukvar thought moving Fizwick by dragging him along the ground would be dangerous, and then Grukvar picked him up, and Clay picked him up and solved all our problems. So yay!
Indeed. Yep. Thank you, Mario, in the chat. All right, so let's begin. You guys are you find yourself on the steps here of Grimskalle on your way down. Clay is just, doing his best to carry Fizwick as he traipses down the steps. He's struggling a bit. And yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Grukvar is walking at the rear of the group and sort of furtively glancing around behind trees and the whistling snow, because he's concerned that because we never really saw Oriel, that she could emerge or she's watching us, or he's just unsure. Mm-hmm. Who's on edge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fizwick is there like this. And he says,
the wisest thing Fizwick's ever said. Okay. Nikos is going through his mind despite the fact that he is a sorcerer now, meaning that a lot of his magic comes from his blood, and in a more natural sense, his mind belongs to that of a red wizard of Thay. They're very clinical, they're very analytical, and so his mind is currently reeling through all his old notes and spell books and stuff like that, trying to figure out if there is a method to use spellcasting to revert Fizwick back to his original form. Would, for example, even a resurrection work on a block of ice? All these little spellcastery things that are running through his head, and he's sort of struggling to keep hold of any of it. Part of the whole Gratal transformation is he has, frustratingly lost a lot of what made him a powerful wizard, in lieu of his brain turning into pudding, which is now soft and squishy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. All right. So you guys are headed down the stairs here. I believe you guys, now that I'm thinking about it, had talked about putting Fizwick on the Frost Giant shield, or a breastplate. That's what it was. And maybe trying to kind of, slowly slide him down and tie him to tie the big block of ice essentially to that, correct?
We did. This is actually making me think of something right now. I think you told us that in ice form, Fizwick weighs like 400 pounds or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Clay can just pick him up because he's strong enough to do that, or
Yeah,
is that
I
something
would
that
say
he would only be able to do for a very short period of time?
exactly. I would say a very short period of time. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember where we were keeping all of our treasure inside of that one room where there's a lot of refuse on the ground?
Yeah.
Would there have been any like rugs, blankets, textiles, anything like that there? Or was it just like bits of armor?
Probably not. I would, I would say probably you could find like a fur or something, or perhaps the frost giant's cloak, the one who
Okay.
you killed in there.
Okay. I would like to make a little nest in the breastplate where we can, if Clay loses strength eventually, we can set the frozen Fizwick there.
Yeah. And I would say he would need to do that relatively soon. So,
Okay.
yeah, he would probably make use of that now.
Maybe then Clay and I and anybody who and Nikos wants to help as well can help sort of like ease that shield sled down these steps, so it's not going bump 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 bump.
Yep. Yep, that sounds reasonable. You're able to do so. All right. So you guys make your way down the steps. Yeah, it's kind of a slide, thump, slide, thump, slide, thump, but not too. You're easing that thump every step with the four of you kind of, or the three. I guess Velen is there too. So the four of you sort of easing it down each step. Yeah, you guys get down to the bottom. I'll show the map here. The wind is whipping at you as you head down, but it is not snowing at the moment. It is fairly clear, actually. Where is that darn map? Oh, you know what? I think we got to get Owlbear for that. I'll do that in a second.
Okay.
All right, and okay. So, you make your way down the steps, and yeah, you are now right about here. Okay, and let me show that better for the viewers as well. There we go. So, what would you guys like to do? Velen, at this point, actually, before you say anything, she says, I should signal Angajuk to come get us. It is dangerous to be here much longer. And she pulls out this, like, conch shell, this large shell, and blows on it. And she said, she gave this to me before we departed. Hopefully it will do the trick of summoning her soon. What would you guys like to do?
Head towards the dock.
Right.
Now that we're not going down the steps anymore, I can just be a sort of pack horse and pull with ropes the sled, the breastplate sled.
Yep. Nikos, you're in agreement? To the docks?
Nikos seems lost in thought and nods.
All right. So you guys do head to the dock. It takes you about 20 minutes or so to walk over there. And yeah, you arrive at the dock. And as you do so, overhead, you catch just a glimpse of something catches your eye. And you see wings flowing or fluttering towards and propelling a large object towards Grimskalle, towards the skull and crown here.
From where? Just from?
Just
we
from,
detect
overhead, probably flying about this direction here.
Okay.
Yeah. And you hear a kind of a cry. It's not human, and it reverberates and actually shakes the ground beneath your feet just a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Do we see any Ungajuk bubbles or anything?
You do not at this time.
Okay.
And you hear another just this blood-curdling cry, and see lumbering towards you a large shape off in the distance. You can't tell even if it's humanoid, if it's an animal, but it is coming from this direction.
In terms of our surroundings, is it just open plains, or are there rocks, or any frozen trees, or is there what's around us that could serve as cover?
Yeah, there's really nothing that could serve as cover, minus a few chunks of ice and rock, maybe. No trees, but you could certainly crouch behind some rocks.
Nikos is going to try and use shape snow, and what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and create like an igloo kind of thing, like just a snow drift over the top of our heads. I'm not going to bother with like air holes or anything like that, but maybe just like a kind of a tiny spy hole to like stick your eye in.
Yeah. Yeah, Valin and Clay all, both kind of nod in agreement and huddle underneath as you start shaping the snow, and it kind of builds up, spirals up into a top. And yeah.
Can I make a stealth check, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and do that.
All right.
And if everyone else would like to as well, you may do so.
All right. That is a 14.
All right. Fizwick, you can roll with disadvantage. I'm just kidding. You don't get to roll.
We're just kidding. You don't get to roll.
Fizwick is very quiet.
So stealthy.
And still. Completely.
Because of the armor I'm wearing, I did to roll with disadvantage, so I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Can,
Go ahead.
can Fizwick see any of this, or is he?
No.
So he's unconscious. Okay.
Well, that's a great question. Let's double check this.
I failed my stealth check because as Nikos was trying to create a subterfuge for us, I too loudly said, "You see that? We must prepare in case this wall doesn't work." But I said it really loud.
Yeah.
I throw a snowball at him.
You cannot see or speak or hear, and you are unaware of your surroundings, Fizwick. Sploosh! Before you hear from the water a large splash, and you see the deck of Ungajuk. And Valin says, "Oh, it worked. Thank goodness." So this big sperm whale crests the water, and the deck you can see above you. Let's just see here. There we go. And Valin says, "Quickly, we must get on."
Don't need to ask me twice. Nikos, sort of just collapses the snow on either side and just make a beeline for it.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple barrels on the deck, and as soon as you guys board, someone stands up from behind the barrels. A dark figure in a hood, and what does that figure say? This is Dindari.
Oi. Friends of Elias, Darksea Workshop. Oi, is that Fizwick? What's the little bastard got himself into this time? Why is it coming out Australian? This isn't what I practiced. And that's a terrible Australian.
Say,
Yeah, we got a real one here.
it's definitely not Australian, mate. Wow, I feel like such a douche. Like, my guy's so rude. It's like, monster, shut the. I literally just rush in. I don't even have time for whatever this is. Nikos is going to.
Oh yeah, there's
basically-
a monster. I forgot about this. There's like.
Yeah, just
What does he
get
say?
out of the way.
Wait,
Well-
he says wait, let me go back.
Okay.
He says, oh fuck. I can't remember the voice now. I'm so.
I'm so sorry.
So
He
Fizwick,
says,
you are
oh
so
my god.
Fizwick.
What is going on over there? Let's go.
Yes,
Well, you might
don't
not
have to
know.
tell us. That's better. Yes, good. Excellent. I can respond to that. Yes, make way. Our friend is quite big. And I'm gonna follow Clay, because Clay's, larger.
Yeah. Ongajuk, you hear say, "Welcome. We have another friend aboard."
Thank you, Ungajuk. This most appreciated observation. How fast can you get ready to dive?
Oh, it's that kind of trip then. And
yes.
you guys look ahead and you see a huge Yeti running towards you, and about half a dozen other normal-sized Yetis. And Ongajuk says, "Dive now, then?"
Yes, please. Yes, please.
The thundering, you can see it shaking the water of these footsteps of these Yeti running towards you, down from the mountain, and Ongajuk dives under. Immediately, a bubble covers you all, and you swoosh down under the water, leaving behind the island of Solstice. As you dive beneath, you see several narwhal kind of spinning past you as you go further beneath the water, past one of the shipwrecks that you guys had plundered previously when you landed here, and you're out into the open sea, all of a sudden into the deep, unable to see anything beneath you. What would you guys
Allow me a moment to introduce myself. I had lost myself and forgot how to speak. I am Dintari Doerden, at your service, sent from Elias from the Darksea Workshop, and I bear this note.
And he has a note that he hands over to you.
And the
I
note
should hand it to one with the inquisitive face. I can see it coming already. I'll give this note to you.
And he hands the note to Michael.
Nikos.
Nikos takes the note. Did he just say Dorden?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, that would be correct. I am the son of Canterbury and Dristo Erden.
And he does a little bow. You've seen Fizwick mimic this before. He also has face paint on one eye that is identical to the triple slashes that you can see. You can see a lot of images.
Okay, I'm not gonna do this, but I don't know what it is about this morning. This morning I feel like I'm in jerk because all I want to do is like punch him in the face and say Driss owes me money. It's just, but I'm not going to. Nikos takes the note and opens it up. What does it say?
Well, first thing you notice is there is a seal on it that clearly marks the Darksea Workshop, just like this one right here, from this note I got from Fizwick. Thanks, Will.
Did that come with the die?
It came with the dice, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If you guys order dice, you get a personalized note from Fizwick, by the way, with the Darksea Workshop seal. But anyway, That's the first thing you notice. And then, yes, opening it up, it reads, Dear friends, I hope you will tolerate this old man's concern for your well-being. You continue to engage in dangerous activities, and I have asked Dintari to check up on you and bring me word. He is a capable and trustworthy friend of the Dark Sea Workshop. I've heard you have been in contact with a member of the Arcane Brotherhood. This is concerning to me, as their motives are rarely outside the shadow of their desire for power and political I'm an old man, bear with me.
How is he coughing in the note?
You see a little bit of phlegm just kind of frozen there on the no. Okay.
Wobble it out.
As their motives are rarely outside the shadow of their desire for power and political control. I did it again. In the north. Be on your guard. Thank you for your courageous efforts on behalf of the 10 towns. Your friend, Elias Moondiver, Dark Sea Workshop.
You can see the Dintari. He looks kind of like a Snake Eyes version of a Dungeons and Dragons character. He's very ninja-like, has kind of a hood on. Again, something Fizwick has mimicked. He's got some scarves and stuff, kind of like the Kylo Ren rip scarf thing going on, and light plate armor all over the place. He's a fighter. You can see he takes after his dad and has 2 scimitars that were given to him, actually by Elias. And he just knows his last name. He doesn't actually know who his dad is or anything like that. And he looks over at Fizwick and he says, Is that Fizwick? The little bastard's got himself into a predicament this time, hasn't he? I've spent much time with him at the Dark Sea Workshop. In fact, if it wasn't for him and his pranks, I would have never met Elias and wouldn't be here till in this moment. Fizwick had once sewed all the sleeves and pant legs of the entire Dark Sea Workshop together one night. Being my only pair of clothes, I was forced to stay the evening. Gratitude from Elias, much strawberry wine on his behalf. He fixed up my clothes and offered me shelter, and I actually hung around for a while, and now I run errands for the kind man. I'm saddened to see him in this state, but not surprised.
Yes, unfortunately, the trip to Grimskalle was a little bit more dire than we had anticipated. Oriel herself seems to have exerted her presence here and, alas, taken our poor friend for now. But I am determined to set him free. Tricky and sometimes troublesome, he is our tricky and troublesome.
Aye, that's true.
Well, I can't offer much right now past just my help, but I'd love to escort you or help you see through whatever you need to do to help restore the little guy.
This is much appreciated, and this note bears a very strong recommendation from a good friend. We will accept graciously, of course, unless there is another who takes issue with this. No?
Well, I would say that I believe that our contacts in Bryn Shander could bear fruit here, because Anasia may be able to prevail where I have not, and she may be capable of a great restoration that I can't harness. So either going to Bryn Shander and meeting with her, or perhaps the Dark Sea Workshop can work something out, then either of those I think could be a potential solution.
One last thing. I'm a little bad at hearing. It's not that I can't hear. That would be false. It's that if a lot of sounds are playing at once, I hear them as one big sound. So if you happen to hear my voice change or anything like that during the game, it's totally normal. During our session, during this adventure, quest, thing,
I just gotta ask this, Will. Is that based on the fact that I have that problem?
Dude, you can ask Nate. I'll switch through to like 5 different, like, because I tested out like a dozen accents, and I'm
Oh
like,
no,
it
no.
just-
I mean, I'm literally atonal. That is literally a medical problem I have. All sounds kind of merge into one.
oh, I didn't know
don't know.
that. I was quoting Nate from The Office. That's almost
Fair.
almost word for word quote from Nate from The
Oh,
Office.
fair enough. I haven't seen. I haven't seen. I know.
But
I haven't
that
seen
might, as smart as that show is,
no.
that might have actually been
No,
acknowledged.
it's a condition called being atonal, and that's why I have Sirenscape doing all my wonderful music for me because I can't hear.
Man, look how like spot on that description is. Then
That was very spot on. It was very spot on. It's very like it.
I had no
impressed
idea.
me
I didn't
about the
even
writers
know.
a little bit more. I'm like, holy crap. Okay, fair enough. I was like,
I
oh,
thought it was
yeah.
just a funny line that might cover up why my voice keeps changing to Australian to like, and he kind of leans over to Nikos and he's got his ninja mask on and stuff. He's like, hey, I'm trying out this new cool guy thing. You know, what do you think? And he kind of like, you could.
Is he
will not-
posing? Is he striking
will not-
He's
poses?
trying to.
It will not take you much to be a cool guy in Icewind Dale.
Clay gives just a little snort out of his trunk.
Nikos tries for a pun and he just leaves. Okay, so how long till we get to shore?
Well-
Based on where we were before.
Yeah, so it is quite a long journey. It is about a 3-day journey. I'll let you guys chip in if there's anything that you think you would encounter or see along the journey. You know, nothing harmful. It's pretty uneventful, but what are some things you guys think you might see beneath the sea of moving ice?
Bioluminescence, something glowing,
Ooh,
very blue and pinks, like abyss,
yeah.
fluttering kind of manta rays that are almost, that may even make maybe a little glistening noise as they pass by.
Ooh, I love it. Yeah, and I imagine there's at one point this sea of like kind of bioluminescent, almost like, I know like that implies plant life more, but it is kind of like glowing jellyfish at one point. Just Ungajuk just sees, and then like, you know, almost to give you all a show, rises up to, and just you just plow through them as they kind of deflect off of this bubble. You all do notice Fizwick is feeling a little bit wet after several hours of travel.
What happens if Grukvar walks up to there's like a bubble surrounding us, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if he puts his hand to it, like tries to put his hand through it? Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, you.
Oh, I'm gonna
immediately-
grab his hand before he even tries that. Because the margin of error for that mistake is far too high for me to for Nikos to let him try. I snatch your hand and Nikos just goes, "Use your words."
In violation of that request, he just wordlessly points to Fizwick's sickle, and I imagine it's somewhat visible. Is there like a little bit of condensation, moisture puddling around the feet of his frozen form? Anything like that? Is it visible that he's possibly melting a little bit?
Yeah, it is. You see, you know, just a little bit of water kind of dripping off.
We need to harness some kind of extreme cold to keep him in his frozen state, because if we restore him after part of him's melted off, well, then his corporeal form will be missing that forever, as I'm sure you may well know. So I'm trying to...
I'm going to use what I'm going to use is, I presume ice is immune to cold damage. Would that be a safe assumption?
Yeah, that would be a safe assumption. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to use... I'm just checking my spell here real quick. Okay. So I'm going to use my...
Don't cast bonfire.
No. Tasha's Caustic Brew. which creates a line of acid. I'm going to use my sorcery points and my transmutation to actually. Damn it! I'm out of sorcery points. Oh no! Never mind. Dang it! I was going to turn that into cold damage.
Fizwick's gonna lose 5 pounds when you restore him.
I just realized,
Yeah.
so we're really fortunate that Fizwick's the one frozen, because if another one was sort of frozen, they would have been bonfired by now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm going to try to use snow shape to turn the water into ice if I can.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just periodically do that just to kind of re-chill everything.
Yeah. Is that a cantrip or?
It's a cantrip, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I'll allow that. So yeah, Nikos, once every hour or two, just kind of, restores the level of cold in Fizwick's form, and that manages to keep the melting at bay. The journey continues. You guys at one point you encounter a huge shark that seems to be coming towards you. But as it gets closer, these narwhals that Angajuk swims alongside kind of rise up a little bit higher, and it darts away. The shark seems to have been scared off, not quite up for the level of fight that perhaps they would have put up. Anything else you guys imagine seeing as you pass through the deeps for 3 whole days?
I feel like on the trip out here, you mentioned something about like evidence of like a ancient civilization or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some like collapsed Atlantis type of vestiges of that civilization. Maybe we can see. Maybe it's not totally obvious that it ever was that, but it's like it looks like rock formations that are a little bit too strange to be naturally occurring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. And Angajuk actually takes you down to I mean, she's giving you the tour here, and you can definitely see like these stone formations that seem to have little like windows in them at times, and other times would appear to be like the ruins of a collapsed underwater tower of some kind. Yeah. At times, a group of porpoises sometimes jumps in and swims alongside you. At other times, a few seals or walruses kind of lumber past, and you guys continue your journey. You even see a few merfolk at times. They don't seem threatening, and just one of them even gives you a wave as you pass by.
Cool.
You go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I start reading the Codicilla White?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. You open it up, and its cover is still in pretty good shape, despite it's clearly very old. And Nikos would know this, having been around a lot of books. Let's just see here. The book itself, as you open it, there is a poem inside. And this poem seems to be some kind of incantation. Now, are you looking at this in private? Are you looking at it with others gathered around?
Well, I mean, how private is the back of Angajuk?
Yeah, I mean, you could try to find a corner while others are sleeping, or you could say, "Hey guys, let's look at this."
Most specifically, I would probably try to do it while Valin was sleeping. Nico still does not trust her, and her association with the Brotherhood is, and obviously by association with the Brotherhood, association with the red wizards who betrayed Nikos is still up in question, so I'm not gonna read it around her. But the others I don't mind so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. There is. Well, I guess. Yeah. There seem to be some other writings. About the Frost Maiden, but the one poem in the beginning is the only one that really catches your eye, and it's called The Rime of the Frost Maiden. Rime spelled R-I-M-E, and that is, something that seems to be some words of power, we'll say.
All right. Okay. I don't know what would happen, and with Nate's permission, I would like to read it, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure. Let me actually pull that up here.
Oh, if it's all right with you, because I've got my character in Fantasy Grounds, I actually have it.
Nice. Yeah. You go for it.
All right. So reading from the text, he kind of is following it with his fingers. He's being careful to whisper it softly. We bow to she who wears the crown. Let the world shiver with dread. Clad in winter's whitest gown, her snow enshrouds the dead. Her fury sheds but frozen tears as grey clouds issue forth. Her winds across the wasteland shears, bringing blizzards from the north. Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept in all its grace. Summer's gone to its silent tomb, stilling in her cold embrace. All the world in winter white, sheathed in sleet and ice. Set upon the never-ending night, she conjures paradise. Behold her everlasting rhyme, see how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Sovereign of summer's lost, generals of winter's war, long live the queen of cold and frost, may she reign forevermore.
Nothing. Oh, go ahead.
This is a side question. Did Valent describe to us the origin of this book?
She did not. I just realized I have a picture here too. I'll show you guys.
I was gonna say the appendix that comes with that actually that has the poem on it also comes with a picture. It looks sick.
Yeah, it does. Let me just show some of this here.
While Nikos is reading that, you can see Dentari is over talking to Grukvar. They seem to be hitting it off. He's just punched him on the shoulder, and Grukvar just punched him back, and seem to go back and forth a little bit there.
Intari, did you bring any cards with you, or perhaps maybe some other game to pass the time?
You have funny you say that, a set of dice here.
And he whips out a set of little tiny gem-like dice.
Crafted by Elias, actually.
It's pretty impressive craftsmanship.
While
Are we placing bets on something?
Yeah, he wagers
I have a dagger here.
and he pulls out a silver dagger.
Okay. What do I have? I will place a scrimshaw figurine of a spouting whale next to the dagger.
Highest roll of 20 wins. Closest to 20.
Dentari rolls, and it's 12.
I'll try my hand.
The dagger is
11.
mine. Give me whatever that is.
And just
Una
grabs it
frowns
out.
on me today, and yeah, he pushes the figurine towards you. All right, I'm gonna take that out of my inventory.
Shoot.
Well, that's the way the game's played.
Yeah. So yeah, the Coda Seal of White. You can see the picture here, and yeah, I did learn a little more details of it. It's about 27 pages, and the main part is that poem, but there are other descriptions of rituals, and yeah, some of them in very other ceremonies, very chilling detail, and yeah, some unpleasant things. But there is, let's see, there's a spell description, a spell called Frost Fingers, and there is this poem called The Rime of the Frost Maiden that Nikos just read for us.
Nikos will try to use Frost Fingers, but will be unable to, which frustrates him even more, as he's like, he knows how this works. He should be able to cast this, but he just can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does that look like? He put his fingers out, and there's a little. Is there any noise or visuals?
No, it'd basically be him looking at the book, and then him sort of creating these circular sigils in the air, like almost like he's writing a font, and then as he completes the incantation, gesturing his fingertips upwards, not forwards, but like, you know, just like try to shoot it into the air, and literally nothing, like not even. Like, when Nikos conjures magic, it's like there's a swelling and gathering that comes from his person to his focal point. But it's almost like he's trying to pull something out of the font, pull something out of the symbology and the movements, but nothing is responding to him. He kind of looks at his hand, does it like 3 or 4 times before he sort of clenches his hands into a fist. He closes the book and kind of leans backwards against one of the barrels that's on the back of Ungajuk. He really isn't himself. He for the longest time has felt like he is occupying someone else's body, but more and more moments like this remind him that even his mind isn't the same anymore. The abilities that he had to understand the ancient runes and the incantations is all but gone now. And for a red wizard, as implied by their name, that was their pride, and it was Nikos's pride.
I don't know if I imagine it sounds like Nikos is being kind of subtle about what he's been doing. So I don't know if Grukvar would notice that. So he offers Dentari double or nothing, and he puts 5 gold pieces down.
Dentari matches it.
All right.
See, this is what we need to get the kids doing instead of pogs. We'll call it D20s, and you just have a whole bunch of D20s, and you just roll them 20.
All right.
That's the best one you want to get, the 20.
That's a good one. You're good.
Because it has more than yours.
Oh man, someone definitely left a comment about Pogs a couple months ago.
Oh God, it wasn't Ryan, was it? From or what was his name? It's not the Pog lady's kid, was it?
Oh, Zach? No.
Zach, yeah.
No, it wasn't Zach.
So it was you.
Anyway.
The inventor, a child of the inventor of Pogs is out there watching us right now?
Yes.
Perhaps.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
no,
pretty
not,
cool.
not the inventor of Pogs. No.
No, I stole Pogs from a lady that has sold them out of her garage when I was a kid, and yeah.
Okay.
Stick my hand in my big sleeve, and I would just like take a handful of them, and I was 16.
Right. You were a lot like Fizwick back then.
No, you were 13.
I was 13. Yeah, even better.
We grew out of that by 16.
Nate wasn't partaking. Nate didn't.
I was an accomplice.
No, he was with me, but he didn't like.
Nate would provide the distraction, and then you'd go for the Pog.
Sure, I was over here. Can you unlock
big
the
coats,
case?
big coats.
Okay.
Should
Oh
probably
man,
Look
just
at that kid. He thinks
little-
he's being smooth. He's
little bastards.
a little bastard.
All right. So anyway, you guys continue your journey. Nikos, at one point, Valin does wake up and says, and she was cashed out, like she was tired, and she wakes up and says, "Shall we have a look at the book? I'd love to see if it offers any hints about what we can expect at the glacier."
There is. Did I find anything? I mean, except for that wizard spell, is there any other like magics within the book?
No, just descriptions of rituals and the rhyme of the Frost Maiden and the spell, really.
Unfortunately, not. It seems as though the abilities of the book may still be elusive. There is a poem, but it may serve as an incantation that may activate a magic at the glacier itself.
Yes, I think this is it. May I see it?
Nikos holds onto it tightly and says, "Before that, there is some business that you and I must discuss, Valin, about your allegiances with the Brotherhood."
Certainly. I'll answer any questions you have.
For the first time, Nikos, since being in front of Valin, because he's never actually done this in front of Valin before, and he trusts his new companion for the most part. He grabs hold of his hood and pulls it back, revealing his true nature. If you've ever watched Blade 3, that's basically like what Nikos kind of looks like nowadays. Very pale skin, sunken eyes, the seam that splits down the center of his jawline, and the tattoos on his soft head. Even though he does look monstrous now, his presence as a red wizard is still clear as day. He looks at Valin very piercingly and says, "I will be frank. There are those in Icewind Dale who are responsible for doing this to me, that bore allegiances to the Arcane Brotherhood. Fellow red wizards from the lands of Thay. I only have one question for you. What do you know of the other wizards?"
She kind of is speechless for a moment there, covers her mouth at the full sight of you. There were 2 others. Yes. We had some sort of agreement with them. The quest to uncover what the Frost Maiden has hidden beneath the ice is an Arcane Brotherhood mission. Make no mistake. It is not the Red Wizards who have launched this expedition. It is my fellow Arcane, the Arcane Brotherhood. But we were joined by 2 Red Wizards. 3, I believe it was, actually. One who is now deceased, as you know. And they offered us help. We offered to share in whatever wealth or items we discovered. And they're still out there. I have contact with them occasionally, but you must understand, as you witnessed on the island of Solstice, the Arcane Brotherhood is full of backstabbing. Nas Lantomir stole my Professor Orb, and she holds it up. And Professor Scan says, "Hello." And
All of a sudden, as she's saying that, you know, the wood on the little barge that's at the back of Ungajuk, the plates on the actual slats on the ground start to crack as Nikos's psionic energies begin to just swell, and he says, "Do not talk to me of betrayal. If you have contact with these red wizards, however small, then you will tell me how to reach them. And Ivira is the one I am after."
Yes, I know her. I could help you. We could ask her to meet us at the glacier once we are ready for it. I could send word. You have proven yourselves very capable allies, while she and her kind are also. The reality is, I trust you more than I trust a red wizard. They are
I'd
always...
like to think that I love to think that, as she said, and her kind, she just realized, she's like, as I'm kind of looking at her like, what about her kind?
I trust the sum of you. You know what I mean. I trust some of you.
Nikos at this point is like looming over her. like I'm sort of like, Nikos is walking. Well, no, he's not walking actually. You know, if it's okay for flavor wise, Nikos is almost like hovering just off the floor as he moves closer, like in almost like a single glided step. He holds the Coda silhouette up, and he thrusts it into her chest. And he leans forward without taking his hand off it, and he says, "Then let this be a show. I am going to rend from this world those who betrayed me." And he leans in closer. "All those who betrayed me." And I will let go of the book so she can have a look at it.
Mm-hmm. And she says, she kind of clutches it. "I understand. You all have helped me greatly. Far more than she or the other red wizards have. I will help you in this."
Nikos, for the first time, feels like he's finally getting close to his goal. He's finally making progress towards reaching those who turned him into this horrible monstrosity. He takes a quick look and gauges the reaction from our Darksea Workshop friend.
Hard to see because he's got you can only really see his eyes and a bit of his nose. He's got a little purple hue, which is just enough that he's just being a little secretive about it. And he's just kind of leaning on the side of the boat, being cool. And it's
All
like
right.
the ninja thing.
You haven't got you. More importantly, you haven't gone for a weapon, which is good.
No.
Yeah. So Nikos will then again pull his wraps up and then pull the hood back over as he does so. He goes back to his freezing of the Fizwick popsicle.
You see Valin, just devouring this book, wide-eyed. Not literally devouring it, but yeah. And you see her kind of mumbling the words to herself here and there, and she catches your eye once in a while, Nikos, and just nods, puts the book just in a little pouch on her side. She says, I'll keep it here for now, but let me know if you want it back. I'll continue studying it. And
I'll say that until Ungajuk reaches landfall, you may hang on to it.
greatly appreciated. Grukvar, what have you been up to on the trip here?
I've taken my lumps and decided I've lost enough, and I'm in a sort of quiet corner of the Ungajuk deck, and I'm sort of praying, meditating, trying to see if, through some level of contact with Ula, if I can determine the best course of action regarding Fizwick's state.
Yeah. You don't receive direct word from Ula or anything, but you do feel a sense of comfort as you pray. That that maybe gives you some peace that this is not the end for Fizwick.
I feel a sense of relief over that.
All right. You, after 3 days journey, lots of long rests. Go ahead and do your long rest things. Night bleeds into day. Not that it matters in Icewind Dale, but it's a long trip, and you eventually reach the shore, and now in the sea of moving ice, as Ungajuk bobs up above the water, you now see large ice floes looming above you, and she finds the dock that you had once departed from, and drops you off there.
Dintari kind of looks over and says,
Always a place that I'm kind of happy and sad to see at the same time.
I give Ungajuk a pat and say, "Thank you. You're a wonderful creature, Ungajuk."
If you happen across any marine life that needs consuming, I would be much obliged. And a little spout of water comes from her blowhole. She says, "Happy trails," and plunges beneath the icy depths. All right. You guys are on shore. Villain hands the codicil of white to you, Nikos. It says, "Thank you. Its contents are most disturbing for parts of it, but I think you're right about that incantation. The Frost Maiden's rhyme, I believe, is just what holds the key, or is the key, I should say, that will open up the passageway to the lost city of Yithrin. I would favor us making our way at once to the Ragged Glacier. It is a long journey. We can stop for provisions in one of the towns. One of the larger ones would probably be best. And head right there. What say you all?"
Oh, no. My vote is to resolve Fizwick's issue first and foremost, to get him back to his Cursin, Haydn fighter starting self again before we continue on that journey. So I say we head to the Nasia's shrine, because I believe that she's capable of reversing this effect.
Dentari puts his hand on the frozen Fizwick and says, I agree. I feel a strange connection to this little one, almost like I am him and he is me.
What do you say, Nikos?
With my knowledge of spells, magics, etc., would I be able to, because this is again meta knowledge and stuff like that, would I know that it would take a warlock or a wizard to cast stone to flesh? Ergo going to a priest would not help us.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah. Let me just look up here because I don't even remember.
Is it basically like because it's like he's petrified, then that would also change ice to flesh?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
are
if
they
it's
an
like
equivalency?
yeah. If it's like flesh to ice, then ice to flesh kind of makes sense. Or if there is a way.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make an Arcana check, Nikos?
That is a 16.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you would probably know that that is one possibility, like a stone to flesh, ice to flesh, maybe we would say, but you would probably also know that something like a greater restoration spell could be a solution.
Okay. And how much does a greater restoration usually cost?
I think, is that the same spell that you guys had to remove what was
The
it?
madness?
Madness.
Yeah, the
Indefinite
madness,
madness.
I think
I
so.
think it was. So you would know that it is possible in Bryn Shander, which is where that was. Yeah, it was costly. I believe it was like a few hundred gold.
I just looked it up, and one of the components is diamond dust worth at least 100 GP.
Yeah.
Which the spell
and that's not
consumes.
including the church fee though as well. Yeah, I don't have that much money anymore. It has been worn out over time, so I think what we need to do is maybe go to the Northern Light, see if we can get some money so we can.
Wait, aren't we
Maybe.
like loaded in cheese?
We have quite a bit of money. We just
We
haven't
like-
parsed it out yet. It's sitting in the back of that
Yeah, we
breastplate.
Just take it out of
sure.
Fizwick's cut.
True. Okay, so
Dang it! He wakes up and has no money.
Yeah, well, you know,
Okay.
Fizwick's been stealing a lot too. Is
Dude,
that frozen?
I
Is
thought-
his like pouch frozen?
Fizwick's got a ton of money, and then like I think we each had over like 1,000 gold. I
Well,
mean,
I can open the
Yep,
treasure
yeah.
log on our break, and we can
I
discuss that.
there we go.
yeah we can do we'll do that during the break. But is Fizwick's money frozen? His assets
Yes,
are frozen.
His assets are frozen. Yep.
So we can't get your gold. Any gold you're carrying, Fizwick was carrying
Oh,
on his person is
Yeah.
ice. See, okay.
Fortunately, he
alright.
was not carrying the party's loot.
Okay. Look, I still think that we could stop by the Northern Light anyway. Like, still getting that guaranteed money is going to be helpful regardless, and we can then look at heading to Bryn Shander, which I believe is where the blacksmith guild is, the one that Grukvar, all the folks that Grukvar knows. We can sell a lot of the frost giant material there, and I think Bryn Shander is also where the temple is. So, yeah. So we need to. So where is the Northern Light again? That is.
So
in...
yeah, the Northern Light is Caer Konig.
Yeah.
You all are in. You're closest to Bremen right now. If you were to make a straight beeline toward the 10 towns.
All right. So what I would suggest, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll go to Caer Konig then, because I can travel faster with my fly ability. We can go to Bryn Shander, and I can maybe even take the axe beaks, because Peppermint's over there still with the 2 owlbears and stuff. So you while you're shopping for that, I'll go and grab some supplies from Caer Konig, and
Okay.
yeah, that makes sense. If
Where
that's-
should we meet up after we?
I'll meet you in Bryn Shander. I'll book it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'll beeline as best I can to Caer Konig and back.
Okay.
Okay.
from Bremen. So yeah, I'll meet you in Bryn Shander.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
All
Yep.
right.
Sweet.
Sounds like a good plan. We will take a short break and we will see how the travels go. And then we will head on toward the Ragged Glacier eventually. We might get to that today. So thank you for sticking with us, everybody, and for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure having y'all here. And we'll be back in just about 5 minutes. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, HeroForge.com. Ba-doo-doom.
Buy them minis. Buy them up.
That's right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We're going to be jumping right back into gameplay here. Before we do that, I want to give another shout out to our sponsor. Also, make sure you check out Darksea Workshop, glittering lovely dice, link in the video description. And check out Michael's stuff over at Dead Aussie Gamer. Michael, you want to give any plugs to anything specific you got going on in the near future?
So many things going on. All right, so let's see. Going on right now, I have tomorrow we're going to be back with our Hero Forge builder, where I will be gathering around, and we're going to be making our final Hero Forge mini before we order in our big list. So what we've basically been doing is every season we've been building Hero Forge minis based on audience suggestions. Last week we made a salamander, so it's villains this season. So we'll be doing that. Then I'll be on Curse of Strahd, where I will be GMing our players who have finally left a mansion run by ghosts. Then Friday morning I'll be doing an Asian-inspired Pathfinder adventure. Then Friday afternoon, I'm going to be doing a high seas pirate adventure set in my own homebrew setting. Saturday morning, we're going to be doing a Lovecraft adventure with Pathfinder First Edition. And Sunday, we're taking a big old break because it is Thanksgiving, and my cast can't make it for Rise of the Rune Lords. Rime of the Rise of the Rune Lords. But then Monday, I've got my running of Rime of the Frost Maiden, which is now happening on Mondays. And then that's it. There we go. That's my schedule. Hooray.
This is the part where we all get to be jealous of how much Michael gets to game.
Well, that's not even including that's just the stuff that I broadcast. There's then there's the 4 extra games that I have in person between now and then as well. So I mean.
Michael, how far along are you in your Rime game?
We've only just started, and they started in a completely different place. And the grand irony is I thought that we would run Rime of the Frost Maiden because having played it with Nate, I'd be prepared. But they've literally gone everywhere we haven't. So,
Right on. Fresh experience.
So literally, our run through has helped me in no regard at the moment at all. And actually, Lance Pickett from our chat is actually in that game as well. So I do see you lurking, and I do see you getting spoilers for later on. And trust me, it will be drastically different to what we do.
Yes, everything will be twisted.
It will be my Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Well, if anybody ever says, "Hey, do you want to go get the blessing of the Frost Maiden?" you say no.
There'll be a goblin statue. It's the ultimate world where Grukvar left Fizwick in the thing. So there'll be the statue that'll just be there.
Just put all of us in there broken.
Yeah, you notice some broken pieces of frozen goblin on the ground in this chamber.
Yeah, there's also some carvings on the wall. Here lies Nico. He told you so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. Okay. Well, yeah, check out Michael's stuff. He's got Twitch and the YouTubes, and go follow him. So, you guys had talked about traveling to Bryn Shander, first of all. So we'll be taking care of some business there, and Caer Konig. Your travel does pass uneventfully. At some point, Valin reunites with her kobold minions, and they bring your dog sleds. At about halfway there, they meet you on the road, and you're able to ease your journey a little bit as you have access to the dogs and sleds to take you into Bremen, past Targos, and into Bryn Shander. The gates of Bryn Shander stand open. The guards nod at you as you enter the walled city. And what would you guys like to do first?
Grukvar leans over and says to Valin, now that we've trespassed on Oriel's fortress, have we painted a target on her back? Do we know now that she's keeping an eye out for us specifically?
First off, I almost forgot. We have to show the Fizwick. Michael made this, so yeah. I love the semi-transparency here as you rotate it. That's so cool.
Whoa.
Oh, I
okay.
didn't even know. Like, that's so much better than the one I did. I didn't see the.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it until I started rotating. I was like, oh, wow. Yes, love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so,
that will actually print with transparent plastic as well. So I've got like one of these dudes here who has like the well, I mean, you can't see it with my green screen, but like I have transparent portals that have
Can you put your hand behind it so that it focuses on it?
No,
I mean,
you
that
really
kind
need,
of
yeah, you
negates
really
the
need light because
transparency.
the lights, yeah, the light's coming from the front, so you can't really see it
Okay.
too well.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm gonna say it, you know, like look, it's an orange thing, and you know that's very close to my skin tone. So
Okay.
if I do that, it's not really gonna
Okay.
make much of a difference. But nonetheless, it's still very transparent, and yeah, quite good for that one.
yeah, that's cool. So Velin responds and she says, "It seems the Frost Maiden must have taken note of us. Does she know who we are? I don't know, but it seems, I'm guessing, that was her flying in on her rock as we departed the island of Solstice."
Like in person?
In one of her many forms, yes. It's just a guess. I don't know. But a rock, this great giant white bird. And Professor Scant says, "Yes, that would be my theory as well."
Yeah,
The orb.
forgot you were here.
Who?
Professor Scant says, "Oh, how do you do? Well met, Dintari. I've heard some about you. Velin has told me. My name is Professor Scant." This glowing orb just kind of, you know,
Dintari
pulsates
just
with
nods.
light.
Does that pulsation sync with the vocalization? Yeah?
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
Nice. Well, that being the case, I say we convert as much of our treasure as we feel comfortable in order to prepare for that perhaps an inevitable day. Look, I'm a Durgar. I'd love nothing more than to put it in a big pile somewhere. But we just might need it. And I want to open up the sort of furs and stuff that are wrapped around her treasures and motion everyone over to them to look at them. And I've sort of parsed them out in equal portions.
Yep. So are you guys just kind of splitting the money here, the coinage for now, and letting people take what they want, or?
We can split it now if that's what everyone would prefer, or we can treat it as a community chest, I suppose, if that's
Let us take what we can find of value first. Then we will maybe split. I think that may be best so that we do not end up wasting funds on things that we could make good use of. In addition to the pile, because I don't know if it's in the pile, there's the alchemy jug that I was carrying. I also have the dust of dryness for some reason.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. It's like pocket sand basically.
Low-hanging
I've got
fruit.
Yeah, I've got the 10 gold owlbear statue. I have the pearls worth 400 gold. Sorry, not 400 gold, 400 silver, so 40 gold. I've got the red dragon heart, which we never got appraised. And that is all.
Dintari looks at the dust and says, "My God, is that the dust of dryness?
Is that what this does?
Your dryness?
Is
Is this your dryness?
I kept sprinkling it on like cereal and wondering where my milk kept going.
So that's what you do with it.
I thought it was sugar. Uh, um, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I would definitely like to hang on to the alchemist jug. I think being able to pour out a variety of different liquids, acid, poisons, beer, honey, etc., is going to be useful. But beyond that,
I don't think we need to go through the whole list of stuff, but if, as we kind of were talking about earlier on break, if we want to go and find someone to sell this gigantic pearl to, and some of these things have a really high dollar GP amount attached to them, and
Yeah.
it might be worth more to us as a party than just having a really beautiful gigantic pearl.
yeah. Is there anything that you guys want from the pile?
Some of these things are already,
Fizwick needs a blue sapphire for his little owl, mechanical owl.
well, we have, do you remember from Zardarok's fortress? We have a bunch of stuff from him, and one of them is a hookah made from platinum and star sapphire.
Sweet.
You want
I'm
to
hoping to
snap?
get his.
You want to snap one off of that? hookah?
Yeah, let's break one off of him.
And there, I'm saying, there's a
Sure.
there's a large list of stuff here, so it might not be very
Cool.
interesting for us to go through it all now.
Yeah.
But it's dividing up the gold pieces is easy. And but like Nico / Michael is saying, it might be also really easy. Just go to some merchant in town to Bryn Shander and ask if they want this giant pearl and the frost giant's armor and whatnot. Should we do that?
Yeah. I think what we should do is we should just give Nate give us a gold value, and then we'll just split that.
Yeah.
For anything we don't want to take with us immediately. Like I said, I want to take the jug, so I don't want to put that in the pile.
Right.
But anything else that you guys want to take out of the pile, then Nate just says, "This is how much you can get for it."
Okay, so the
Okay.
pearl is clearly like low-hanging fruit you guys seem to want to sell. Is there anything else that's like of a great value that you thinking like, you want to throw into that pot, and then I'll just make you do some rolls to see how your investigating does around town, trying to find buyers.
We have also 4 gold rings that, once again, we have 4 of them. So people could keep their own gold ring if they want it.
Oh, I'm not. Sorry. So I'm not going to take anything besides the jug. And to also reiterate, I am not with you guys in Bryn Shander yet. I would have flown off from
okay.
Bremen with the owlbear, flown/ran with the axebeaks and the owlbear cubs.
Okay.
Because they were stabled there. So
I had already forgotten that. It had pulled you into a conversation from thousands of miles away.
No, that's
Okay.
fine. It was more of a. I would have said this before I left you in Bryn Shander and in Bremen before I left. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So
Let's just worry about that pearl then.
yep, the pearl. What does it say? Worth 3,000 gold pieces or something
We're
crazy?
at 2,500 gold pieces.
Okay, so Fizwick or I guess Dintari and Grukvar and Clay can go ahead and make an investigation roll just to see kind of how your poking around town trying to find a buyer goes.
Trying to sell their shit.
Can I roll for Clay?
Sure, you can roll for Clay. He
13.
has investigation of +0.
All right. Well, you get to 7.
Okay.
17.
Okay. And sorry, Dintari, what'd you get?
13.
Okay. So yeah, Grukvar, you managed to find a buyer for the pearl who offers you 700 gold pieces.
I want to haggle with him a little bit.
Okay, absolutely. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Dentari whispers in his ear.
Elias might give you a fine price for that.
Oh. Okay. Well, I rolled a 15, but I'm going to take that into account.
Okay. Let's see. He says, the most I could give you is 900.
He's screwing you.
Can't go any higher.
Don't do it.
Well, I suppose I'll take my business elsewhere. If you change your mind, speak my name at the Ula Shrine, and they'll keep a note for you.
All right. So be it. He walks away. Um,
Can we try and sell the Frost Giant armor
sure. Yep.
to like maybe the Battlehammer clan? See if they want they have any interest in that metal.
Yeah, they would probably offer you 100 gold pieces.
Well, I don't want to push them too hard as they're our friends, but I want to try a little persuasion.
Yeah,
there.
go ahead. Try a little persuasion.
Nice. Come on, Alex.
21.
Yes.
You talk them up to 130 gold pieces.
200, and you've got a deal.
Oh, man, I don't know if you know how this works, Alex.
Can't do it. 140.
Do it.
Fine. And I push it towards them and shake their hand.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now you find yourself 140 gold pieces richer. We also have the pearl still in your possession. Anything else you'd like to try to sell about town here?
No.
Okay.
I would like to. I've been using supplies from the Battlehammer clan, like kind of on layaway, to build some plate armor.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're finally, a little more wealthy as a group, I want to pay up so that I'm clear for those items I've purchased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now, how much? What was that from?
Well, this is from our stores, but if we divide it up, it'll be from my portion.
Yep.
But in my mind, this would be something less than the cost of actual plate armor, finished plate armor, to buy the supplies to make it. And I'm not sure exactly what you would determine that to be, but does that sound fair?
Yeah, sure. Oh boy. Let's see.
It's $1,500 if I was to buy it outright. 1,500 gold pieces.
1,500 gold pieces for plate.
Yeah.
The supplies would probably only cost you about 200.
Okay. I'll pay it.
All right. And yeah, we can say that if you want to, Grukvar had started work on some elements of this armor already,
Mm-hmm.
and that you could probably finish it in a day if you had Anasia and what's his name helping.
Dodge and Ragrick.
Yeah, not.
Oh, yeah, the blacksmith.
I gotta
Jerem.
find Jerem.
Jerem?
There we go.
Mhm.
Yep.
In that case, I would like for us to head to the shrine and talk to Anasia about frozen Fizwick.
Mm-hmm. All right. As you head off, let's check in with Nikos real quick. Nikos, you have arrived at Karakonig. What would you like to do here?
Nikos will make his way to the Northern Light. He will. These owlbear cubs. How big are they now? Like just in general.
They're not that much time has passed, but I would say that they're probably the size of the height of a large dog and heavier.
Okay, and okay, cool. So, they seem like familiar now and comfortable with traveling.
Mhm.
So yeah. So if I put them outside with my axe beak, I'm not going to come back, and there's not going to be an axe beak, right? Like they're familiar enough. This is.
Yeah, they've been around town, around people, around livestock for quite a while now, and as long as they're well fed, they're not going to go chomping on your mount.
Okay, good. I love Peppermint. He's been here since the beginning. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna park them out the front and head into the Northern Light. As I do so, I will greet the patrons as I walk to go and speak with the owners.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and let's see here. Pull this up. We are in Kaer Konig.
Dentari's been off looking for a bag of treats and fireworks for Fizwick.
I love it. All right, so yes, the Northern Light is where that red dot is, and the Shorard sisters are both visible as you walk in. Allie and what's her name? Corey. You also see Trovis kind of joking around out front, talking to a couple people. They seem to be doing a little target practice with a crossbow, trying to knock some bottles off of barrels. And as you walk in, the Shorard sisters both greet you warmly. Welcome back.
As I walk past those guys who are like taking shots with a crossbow, I'm going to use my psionic blast and just knock all of them off simultaneously.
They both they all three of them kind of just look like, what just happened? And I imagine they turn around and just see your coattails walking into the Northern Light and kind of they're mystified.
It is good to see you again. I hope that business has been well.
Yes, business has been very good. We've a payout if you've come to collect.
Yes, I have, among a few others. Yep, I will collect. How much do I collect?
You collect 175 gold pieces.
Ooh, hell yeah. Look, I know that doesn't sound like much, but for me, that's actually quite a lot for a tavern.
Yeah.
Business has been good. Yes, business has been very good.
And
The new cook is working out well.
Wonderful.
The new cook is working out well, and we even get about 2 limes a month now. over the
2
mountain
limes.
pass.
Well, as long as we double our lime productivity, then all is well. I do have something for you and for the tavern, and I wish to discuss perhaps a rebranding of sorts if you and your sister have a moment.
Yes, it is morning now. Things are fairly slow. Let us sit. And they walk over to a table and sit and hear you out.
All right. What I'm going to say to them is I want to rename the tavern, and I want to give it a proper makeover. I'm going to leave them of the gold that they had provided. I'm going to leave them specifically about 90 gold in the coffers to work on the renovations. The idea that I have is I want to rename the Northern Light to the excuse me. I want to rename the Northern Light to the Heart of the North. And what I want us to do is specialize in a cuisine cooked by Dragonheart. And I provide them the clay jar with the heart of the red dragon.
That's cool.
Oh man, that's cool. Okay, hold on. I'm getting my notes out here so I can make sure I get this down. To the Heart of the North.
Taste better.
Maybe. I hope so.
Smoked by a dragon.
Because the cold of the north has, of course, been quite prevalent for quite some time. So so the heart that beats within this jar is the genuine heart of a red dragon. Its heat has fueled the forges of the Duragar mines for quite some time since the death of the dragon, which, as you can tell, it means that it's still got plenty of heat left to provide the world. What I want to do is I want to create a barbecue fire pit in the center of the tavern, a hole, as it were, in the center where patrons can purchase and buy meat and other prepared items, and then grill them on a large central grill. The heating of the tavern will then be provided by the heart. In addition, I want to run several metal pipes through the chamber below where the heart resides into the back. And what I want to do is I want it to melt this. I want to use those heating rods to melt the snow around the ground, so that we can actually start to plant produce with the additional heat that will help combat the frigid snow. Kind of create a greenhouse, as it were.
They both are just kind of aghast at the suggestion. This sounds like a lot of work.
Of course, and it
In
will
the
be.
background, some drunk guy farts and burps. He drinks his beer, swigging down his. Just listening.
And then all of a sudden, a rival opens up across the way.
I love it.
Damn it!
The Shorard sisters both kind of shake their heads. Sorry, still the same unrefined crowd, but things have improved, we assure you. I think you have invested so much. We would be fools to turn down your offer of further investment. Everything that you have suggested has paid off. And you see them kind of whispering to themselves for a moment, a little bit of back and forth, but they say, "We are in."
Nikos leans over the table, hand outstretched to shake their hands, and he explains that the only thing he asks for his cut in regards to this renovation that he has now sponsored is that every so sorry, I can't remember. Is Toril a 10-day?
Is what a 10-day?
Sorry, is the world like, is it a 10-day week or is it a 7-day?
Yeah,
week?
it's a 10-day. Yeah.
That's what I thought. So I would say that every once per 10-day, you open the doors to the needy and the homeless, and serve them till they're full. Then allow them to rest and gain respite till the morning. Once every 10 day.
This
I think it sounds like a great idea. I'll be your first customer.
Thank you, Drunken Glenn.
Thank you, Mr. Purple Man.
Another beer on him. As I
his neighbor pours a beer on top of his head. Allie and Corey, briefly kind of discuss amongst themselves, and they say, I think this is achievable. We've already grown accustomed to helping the needy since all the refugees fled here. It really wouldn't be that much different.
Yes, and my thoughts exactly towards the those who who were forced to retreat here from Dugan's Hold in Goodmead after the attack of the Shardland Dragon. If you find others who would be willing to help with the cultivation of the gardens as a community project, then that would also suffice. Also, the latrines and the like, which of course the building will be facilitated with. He looks. We have latrines, I imagine. We will use those as sources of fertilizer for the greenhouse once it is operational.
This sounds very sensible. Yes, we have men in need of work here, and they can see to it, men and women.
While you're at it, I think you should rename Dugan's Hole. I mean, it could have chosen anything. Why'd they name it Dugan's Hole?
Allie and Corey. Allie goes over and kind of, gives the drunkard a stern look and says, "Shh, mind your own business. At least pretend you can't hear us."
I'm sorry.
Nikos doesn't balk at this. He says, very well. Then I look forward to your expanded business. And something else. I'm going to take out my ever-burning torch and give it to them and basically say, I will In case you need a new sign.
Wow.
Basically, the idea is like, you know how we have the lantern with the aurora that sort of comes out from the northern light, to like build like the aurora coming out of a dragon's mouth. So like in its wooden neck, there's like the ever-burning torch that makes it look like it's glowing, and then the aurora pouring out of its mouth, for the heart of the dragon's
That's awesome.
sign.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, they accept and say, "Oh, it's a very good idea. I think this will work."
All right. Cool. I think we've come to concluded our business. I take the remaining 100 gold that I've gotten from the tavern, and together with the owlbears and the bird, begin to make my way back to Bryn Shander. Oh, wait. I will also stop by and talk to was it Vigo?
Yes, Vigo Proudmead. He's the cook.
I won't take too long this. I'll just ask him about the special cuts, and if that has been helping at all.
Yeah, he says basically, he's been mixing a little bit of this and that in with the stew, and it's been helping stretch things in these hard times. But he's been afraid to experiment too much.
Rats. It means rats. Sometimes he puts rats.
I'll ask if he's got anything special for me, as there was also the like I've pretty much been chewing on a very, very bitter and rotten frost giant's brain for a little while now, and could definitely use something a bit fresher.
Yeah, he definitely, takes you to a cold storage out back and pulls out a completely intact brain. And
Fantastic.
it's slightly frozen.
Oh yeah, I'll ask for a spoon and I will take it on the road and eat it like a slushy. Yeah, that's basically that. I cannot wait, by the way, for this altruistic like gourmet freaking tavern to suddenly reveal like, oh yeah, also they cook people. You know what I mean? Like, can't wait for that to come out at some point or another. All right.
Best stew around.
Yeah, God, it's like Sweeney Todd, like all over again. All right, yeah, and then I will take the owlbears and the Axebeak and head back to Bryn Shander.
Hey, that bear trap killer meat's got to come from somewhere.
I'm glad you remembered Vigo's name. I've been sitting here clicking on my notes folder, and it's just like Google Drive is offline. So anyway.
Yeah, Vigo Proudmore.
I'm glad you remembered Vigo. Yeah, there we go. Vigo Proudmore. Okay.
Vigo Proudmore.
So you head back at breakneck pace to Bryn Shander, and the rest of the party there. So Dintari has been out shopping for some goodies for his buddy Fizwick. Grukvar has been, I'm assuming, working the forge a little bit, trying to finish up this armor with help from Jerem. There are a couple of other new recruits to the Shrine of Ula. There is one more Dwargar female, and there also is actually like a young human boy, idealistic and bright-eyed, who have been helping out here. Yeah.
Cool. I show them our little customary secret handshake and dance that we do when we meet each other after a long time apart.
Yeah, nice. Anasia, is quite disturbed at the sight of Fizwick, very concerned, and mentions there is certainly magic that could restore him, but it is beyond my control. She looks at you very seriously, Grukvar, and she says, "The reality is, Grukvar, your own power has far surpassed my own by this point. If anyone would be capable of channeling Ula's power to restore your friend, It is you, not I. Prayer. Sacrifice of some kind. This could cause Ula to look with favor upon you and grant you the power needed to restore your friend.
Well, I swell with pride that you'd say such a thing about me, and I hope that you are right, because it looks like it might come down to that. In terms of a sacrifice, could you elaborate a bit more on that? Is this of the human variety?
No. She kind of, chuckles like as if you're joking. I don't know exactly, but perhaps a vow would be appropriate. I'm definitely open to your ideas here too, Alex. Currently Googling Ula.
Yeah, maybe it will be something that it will cost me personally.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, if there is any division in your heart, you must be rid of it. Your allegiance must be to Ula alone, if you are to channel such powerful magic. A miracle, truly, it would take. But perhaps some sort of vow of future fealty, combined with the sacrifice of precious gems. A diamond, it will likely take.
Perhaps if I am to show that I'm a Duergar who can lead the way, apart from what my brethren have done in the past, perhaps I need to take a step that no Duergar ever has. Perhaps I should provoke treasure. What if I was to give everything that was imparted to me over to the temple?
This would surely grant you Ula's favor. And speaking as DM, there are some ideas that I think we could get there from Mythic Odyssey of Theros, even, for how to kind of... that book describes a really unique relationship with gods and like blessings of the gods in a much more tangible way, kind of like the Greek gods, blessed their heroes on Earth, sort of thing, So I'll take a look into that, because that seems like something that would be more valuable than just like, hey, you can cast this greater restoration spell. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll do some reading on that. But a diamond large enough will be tricky. The dwarves of the Battlehammer clan might actually be your best bet for a diamond. They're just to the northeast of here. You know the place.
We just came back from there. I do. I will work on securing a diamond. But for the time being, let's find a safe, very cold place to keep Fizwick.
Yes, we can keep him far from the forge. We'll keep him in the store closet on the other side of the temple. I'll make sure it's locked.
What if we hoist him up onto the peak of the roof and secure him there? It's got to be the coldest place. Really cold up there.
I like it. Let's hope he doesn't collect too many bird droppings, but that could work.
Does Jerum still have those chains we could use to hoist him?
He does.
Alright.
What Dintari is standing around too. What does Dintari think of this?
He's starting to think this sounds a little bit sketchy now that we're involving chains. Maybe just setting him in a cold room that's freezing might be good enough. You know.
I think this is a bad idea, Grukvar. I know we've only just met, but I think we could just put him in a cold attic that is around freezing or below.
I'm much accustomed to frank assessments of my reason in this group, and I'll tell you what. When you're right, you're right. Let's try the closet first. But we've got to keep an eye on him.
Yes, that's probably for the best. There are some children that sometimes like to throw rocks at the building, so I'd hate to lose a Fizwick hand or anything. Okay, so you guys find the store closet on the other side of the temple. Nikos, have you returned to Bryn Shander by this point too?
Yeah. I'll be going at full speed, so
Okay.
yeah.
Valin is with you all, and Nikos has arrived too. And as you gather here, Valin says, "A diamond. Great. Another delay. Well, if you need a diamond, you should be quick. Get out to the Battlehammer Valley. I'll remain here and continue gathering supplies and any other information I can about the location in the Reghead Glacier. I'll also contact your friends, Nikos. Make sure they can meet us there."
Excellent. Please do.
All right. So, the Dwarven Valley is up by. Sorry. Trying to find the right map. Is north of Bryn Shander a ways. You guys can see it there. Probably taking the road up to Tourmaline and then kind of veering off toward the valley would be the best bet here on this map. Yeah. Do you guys want to head out now?
I want to first stop in and pick up the hide and stuffed owlbear head and everything from the taxidermist.
Oh,
over in
that's
Bryn
right.
Shander.
Yes.
And just
Very
drop off the owlbear mount in my room, my quarters.
good. Okay. Yep, at the temple there. I like it. Don't show the cubs.
I will. Yeah, I was gonna say I take the cubs away from that as it happens.
Oh, that's
Oh, man.
The head of the owlbear is all wrapped up inside of the hide, so they just see a vague snowball shaped thing that might have been.
Well, they'd be able to smell it.
Might have been their mom.
it smells like mama.
Oh, man.
Yep. I'm not even gonna remotely risk that. So yeah. All right. So Tilmoraine, and then out from there. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Do we want to take the path to Targos? Well, flat out, do we want to go to Targos at all, or do we want to just cut across?
I say we just cut right across.
Okay.
Do we know of anything happening in Targos at the moment?
Good question. No, you don't know of anything in particular. There's if you're ears to the street, sort of. You would hear some rumors here and there about things going on, but nothing specific to Targos.
Okay. Yep. No, that's fine then. Yes. Let us cut across and head straight for Tourmaline.
All right. Valin lends you her sled dogs, and and encourages you to hurry. And you head off toward Tourmaline. Yeah. So, as you head north, are you going to be stopping in Tourmaline or cutting across to the valley before you get that far north?
I want to make sure that we have enough supplies for the owlbears and the axebeaks, etc. And if we're able to get enough of that in Bryn Shanda, we'll just go straight.
Yeah, you're able to get enough. And at this point, like the cost of feed and stuff is so minuscule compared to the amount of gold you guys are getting that we'll just kind of, roll that in, and I'm not really worried too much about it. But yeah, you find feed. The dogs are now rested. You've spent a day in Bryn Shander already, or a night probably already, for the time that Nikos took to get to Karakonig and back. And you head north toward the Dwarven Valley. As you approach the valley, you see a large troop of larger humanoids that are also marching toward the valley, just kind of hunkered under furs. They don't appear dwarven. They appear too big for that. And you do see bits of dark hair and just hulking figurines. One particular, far larger than the rest.
You can hear swing, swing as Dintari pulls his blades out.
They're humanoid, he said?
Yeah. They appear, I mean, they're bipedal, walking on two legs. But one of them clearly appears much larger than
They're ahead of us though, so we can see them, but they are less likely to be aware of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You see them. You're not aware of them seeing you at this point.
How many did you say there were?
Ooh, there's probably about, I would say, 10.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Do they have a particular frost giant-y vibe to them?
No, it doesn't look to be that big, but you can't quite make out what it is.
Okay.
I prefer that we just keep our distance and, head the same direction we're going, but just try and maintain that space between us. If they slow down, we slow down. If they speed up, we speed up, sort of thing.
Sure. I do not disagree with that.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you continue to kind of keep them in your view, but distant enough that they wouldn't be able to see you, or wouldn't be very aware of you anyway, right?
I'm curious to know where they're going.
Yeah. You see them marching straight toward the Dwarven Valley, and you actually see them hiding behind a snowdrift, kind of peering down into the valley.
Can we try to kind of go around and get a similar vantage, but at maybe possibly like a higher elevation than they're at?
You certainly can, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as you do so, it'll be a pretty low DC, but why don't we go ahead and have everyone make a stealth check.
$25.
2.
14.
At disadvantage, Grukvar.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, but that's how life is when you operate this way.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let me see here. Let's see. Okay, got it. Yeah. You kind of sense a little bit of increased movement as they were peering down into the valley, and now appear to kind of be running further down into the valley. Out of your sight now.
They're running towards whatever they saw.
Yeah, they're running down into the valley.
Okay. But towards something and not and not away
Not
from
towards
something,
you.
theoretically. Okay.
Away from you. Out of your sight now.
Okay.
Down a dip.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to reason my way out of this one.
Yep. What would you guys like to do?
I say we head down into the valley as well.
What do you suppose that they are after? I mean, if the Codicil of White is the only way beyond, then these individuals must have ties to the Frost Maiden.
Perhaps it's someone who's hoping to ambush the Battlehammer clan. Who else would be in this area? Is this not where they reside? Is this not where they work?
It is.
This would be a great opportunity if Fizwick was here with his familiar.
Little tear. Okay.
You guys do see, like, in the opposite end of the valley, some of the doorways into the mountainside of the Battlehammer dwarves here. But yeah, you don't see the group that you were following anymore.
There's no lights or anything in those areas. There's no like torchlight coming out from the opening of those.
There are some torches, yeah. There are some torches lit by each of the doorways, yeah. Okay. You hear a crunching of snow. Just all of you, they're not very stealthy, running towards you, and over the side of the hill to your left, about probably 70 feet away, you guys see a group of what appear to be orcs and a large ogre following them. And there is a war cry as they are running towards you from quite a way off. All right, let's all roll initiative.
Where are we, Nate? So that I can.
Yes, so you are in the Dwarven Valley. This is one of the Chapter 2 encounters. I think it's called Orcs of Red Arrow Tribe or something like that. It's in Chapter 2.
14 on the initiative.
14, okay.
I'll do this the hard way. Yeah. 10 initiative.
All right, 10.
Oh, I hate that.
Second.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with standard orcs. That's what I'm gonna do.
How do we see that record of what we've rolled? Because somehow I cleared out my actual first roll of initiative.
Ooh, I don't know. I think you can click on the bottom right, like there's or maybe it's the top right. But feel free to roll again.
All right, 17.
Okay, 17 for Grukvar, 10 for Michael. Okay. 17. Oh, that's right. I put it in Fizwick, but this is Dintari now. Dintari got the 14.
Dintari Dilwarden.
I'm trying the T&D Beyond combat tracker here, and I'm
Born out of a
struggling.
love
Okay.
triangle.
All right, and then we go on.
A halfling and a drow and a human.
Oh, gosh.
You thought I was gonna say Wolfgar, didn't you? No, I went for the halfling. But then they found out, and she saw he had purple skin, and she's like, "Thank God."
All right. Okay. Sorry, I think I am finally ready here. So, up first we have Grukvar. you see these orcs and an ogre running towards you. What would you like to do?
I reach out my arm and I cast Guiding Bolt at whoever's in the lead.
Very good. So yeah, there is a what appears to be a war chief leading the group here, and go ahead and make that roll.
15.
All right, 15 is not a hit, unfortunately.
Hey, well,
It goes wide. Actually, it lands in the snow in front of him and just plume of snow. Anything else you'd like to do?
I would like to run forward as far as I can to engage.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you move. Let's go ahead and get the map going here, and we'll just do it up proper. I'll bear Rodeo to the rescue. So we'll make the orcs. There we go. And the war chief will be there, and the ogre will be there. And then we've got our heroes.
Someone's got to
Grukvar
make a Hero
now
Forge
being close
icon for
to
Dentari.
Yeah. No,
He's
all
got
I've
a. There was a model that I used from 3.5, or a picture somebody used. If Nate has it, maybe he can show it because it's really cool.
Okay.
And I saw it and I was
Yeah.
like, "That's dope." It looks like a Snake Eyes version of like. It looks like Snake Eyes in Dungeons and Dragons.
So I'm not totally aware of maybe it's of what's going on. Is it Dentari a character you've played before? That's why you have that ready?
No. Just Nate was like, "Dude, come up with a new character, man." So.
Okay.
Dentari is a name you've used before, but not
And
this
I thought
character.
making it the love child of Drist and Canterbury would just be so funny because they have such a long history. There must have been one moment when they went off to the side. Drist was being extra suave that night.
You said there was 3 involved somehow. Is this
Yeah, Regis was there.
he was present. Okay.
Yeah, he was involved, and she
Okay.
was concerned until she had the baby because she didn't. Drow baby is.
You are talking about these are the characters from the Salvatore.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. There's people that are
Art
like
Salvatore?
probably enjoying this right now, and some people are like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys read The Crystal Shard, which in my opinion is the definitive, like, if you want to read some good Icewind Dale book and get like involved into this world, read that trilogy. It's got
good.
the introduction to Drist. It's got a good Icewind Dale is perfect. It's got tons of action. Should have been, in my opinion, the movie that they went with, but nope. Let's go make our own thing. Let's not pull from.
You want to know my very unpopular opinion?
It sucks.
I hate Drist
I've been indifferent to him
so much.
He's
Just hate
cool.
Him. Hate him to bits. He for me he is the definition of a Gary Sue.
But if you like ninja guys, like I can't help but not like.
I love Drist. I'm sorry.
I don't know why, but I've
Yeah,
never
I know,
heard
I know.
Gary
Look-
Sue before.
Look, don't get me wrong. It's like I define Drist the same way I define Tekken. I can see why he's popular. I still
Yeah.
don't like him.
Yeah. Nate's
That's it.
Nate's Steam icon for over 10 years has been.
Yeah,
Drist
he's
Tilburg.
yeah, he's very iconic. Very, very,
Yeah.
very iconic.
All right. So Grukvar's up there. The rest of you, let's see who's next. That would be Dentari.
Okay, this is going to be kind of annoying. It makes it kind of sound like if I use my extra attack, you can attack twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Yeah.
Does that
So
mean I get 4 hits
so
if I get 2 attacks?
no,
2 actions?
because your extra attack is a bonus action, so you get your action, your attack. Then
I get 2.
think,
It says attacks per action 2.
attacks per action too.
2.
Okay.
And then I also get an extra attack that says you can attack twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn. So I was like, shit, do I get 4 hits?
Attacks per, I think that's correct. He's dual wielding. Is that correct, guys? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see
You
here.
described 2 swings, so I presumed.
Yep. You can attack twice whenever you take
Yeah.
the attack action on your turn.
Yeah, and it definitely
Um,
says attacks per action 2. So we know I get 2. So if I add the extra attack, you can attack twice whenever you take the. So I'm attack. Does that mean I get another attack action? Like, yeah,
No.
it's so kind of.
Yeah, you take the attack action and you get 2 attacks. One of those can include an offhand attack in addition to your main attack,
Okay.
because you only get 1 bonus action. And someone in the chat, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. If he gets 4 attacks, but basically he
But
gets
when I
he's
say
dual
I'm
wielding, but he has
attacking-
2 attacks.
I can attack. That's twice 2 more. Oh God, sorry. I'm gonna shut up now.
I think you get your main hand. It's scimitar, yeah. That's right. They're light weapons. So, yeah, you get your.
3.
I think it's 3.
Okay.
But someone in the chat, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. Dentari just well, he can also use his crossbow too within that 3, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And right now you're about 70 feet away, so it would take a little bit to get up there. But yeah.
okay. He's gonna Grukvar's up there, right?
Mhm.
He's gonna run forward next to Grukvar. He's gonna pull out his crossbow and shoot at the guy in the middle there.
Okay.
And he rolls a 9.
All right. Yep, that's going to miss.
He puts his crossbow back under his sling, and he continues forward to take. Can he jump? Take 2 more attacks on that. Get in there and just start hacking.
So if you've shot your crossbow, now you have your movement, and you could take 1 more shot with your crossbow, or yeah.
I
But
thought I don't get 3 hits though.
so with your crossbow, you would only get 2, because the only reason you would get 3 is that extra offhand attack with your scimitars, because they're light weapons.
Okay.
So you could take another shot with your crossbow if you'd like to, and move up to like just above where Grukvar
Or I could
is.
take 3 shots with my crossbow.
No, you can only take 2.
God, this is so confusing. Why does it say you can? What is? Okay, so if it was a dude in front of me, could I hit him 3 times?
Yes, because you could use a bonus
gotta
action
be a
to
better
attack
way
with
than-
your offhand.
I'm such a noob. That's not
okay.
fun. Sorry for being naive to this. So yeah, should I? Shit, I don't know how to play this. Yeah, fuck it. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna run forward. Yeah, I'm going in there. I never get to do this. He just kind of, you can see the snow just kicking up from his feet as he runs forward and right in front of the first guy, and I can get 1 hit off on him, right?
No, because you already you were right here.
Yeah.
So now you want, with your move, you can get right about there.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. You could take another shot with your crossbow if you'd like
Let's
to.
do that. Yeah, he's
Okay.
gonna fire another shot off with the crossbow
Yep, go for it.
for a 16
That hits.
for 11 points.
All right, awesome. 11 points of damage.
See the crossbow fire as it goes through the air, and the snow kind of little twirls as it just cuts through into the target.
Yep, love it. Okay, sweet. Oh gosh, where is he? There he is. 11 points of damage. Okay.
I'm never picking a character that can use 2 weapons at once ever again, ever. Just to keep things simple for my brain.
All the characters are confusing. You'll find some other way to get confused, trust me. No matter what you pick. Yeah. All right. So anyway,
He says 4, because that makes sense to me. Dale
yeah,
says 4.
4. Okay.
So can I shoot another
So-
shot?
So that would only be with your dual wielding scimitars, though, because they're light
Okay.
weapons. Yep.
Okay. I'm about to F some shit up.
I'm trying to find where Dale said that. Is that in the chat? Oh, for 2 attacks for fighter over 5. Scimitar 4.
I can
Okay.
also take
Yeah.
an action surge for 1 additional attack,
You could.
which would be 5 hits.
Yeah.
That's some hits.
Yeah, and you can do that action surge once per long rest or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Ooh, it's coming. Here we go.
All right. Thank you for your help there, Dale. We're slow in figuring things out
Thanks,
here.
Dale. Extra hit for me.
All right. Next up, we have Clay. Clay is going to run up. This
Sorry, real
locks
quick,
it on
Fizwick,
now.
Will, what's your character's name again?
Dintari. Dinntari.
Cool.
Clay is going to run up here, and he is going to rage. All right. That brings us to Nikos.
Yes, it does. It is my turn, and I have been paying attention because I am a good player, and that's what I do. And I didn't do something that I've just posted to Nate on Facebook.
Can't wait to see.
All right. So, Nikos, looking at the horde of, I mean, is it a horde? Can we call it a horde?
Sure, yeah. Small horde, anyway.
Very well. Looking at the horde of orcs rushing in his direction, Nikos' first instinct is to, of course, blast them into a fine paste. However, with both Clay and Grukvar running forward, it's almost as if he takes a sigh and sort of goes, "Yes, it's as if we've never worked together." Am I still on the Axebeak?
Sure, if you want to be.
I definitely want to be. Axebeak's movement is 40 foot. So I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right. I'm going to then, I'm just going to double move.
Okay.
No, actually, no. Yeah, no, I have to double move. Yep.
There's Dintari.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Thank you, Michael.
30, 35, 40.
Yeah, that's it right there. There you go. Love it.
In terms of the members of the horde, that saber, is that the chief, like the war chief guy?
Yeah,
And the fist is the ogre?
that's right. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Anything
yeah,
else
with
you'd
my
like
turn,
do
I'm
there?
going to... Yeah, I'm just going to double move. So, my movement action, going to move. Standard action, going to move as well. And I don't think really I can really do anything useful with my bonus action. Oh, wait. No, do I have... I think Silly Michael did not take Quicken as my meta magic. Did I? I got Transmutation. Yeah, I do not have Quicken. And I get my next one at 10th level. Yeah, no, I'm good. Yep.
Okay. Awesome. The next move belongs to the hostiles, and this one moves up to Clay. These two are going to move over to Nikos. This one to Clay. This one to Clay. This one will stay back. This one moves around to Clay. We'll just do this here. All right. We've got some attacks coming. First, there is a large ogre standing before Clay, and he is going to attack, and he misses. Let's see, does he have multi-attack? No, he does not. The next one, the war chief, is going to attack Clay. Get the bad ones out first. And he also misses, but he has another attack. He swings his great axe and rolls a natural 1. And the next one is, there are two standard orcs in front of Clay. They snarl and swing. One will hit. The other one will hit as well. This is going to be... Now, Clay is raging, so he does get resistance.
Oh, that's a terrible elephant. I'm never doing that again.
I understood it right away.
19
It's the
points
body
of
language.
damage
Yeah.
to Clay, which will bring him only 9 down. Okay. Very good. That was those ones. These other ones are going to attack Nikos. It's 2 attacks with a great axe. The first one is a 21 to hit. The second one is a 22 to hit. So they're both going to hit. come on. Let me click on the damage. D&D Beyond, please. Okay. That is a total of 22 damage to Nikos with great
Sorry,
axes.
I know I didn't mention it before, but beginning of the day, as I'm doing the inspiring leadership speech.
Sure.
So I'd still have the temporary hit points from that, as would everyone else.
Okay. Sounds good.
So that's 13 temporary hit points, and that was 27 damage, was it?
Yeah. 23.
23. Okay, so that's my temporary hit points gone, and I've taken 10 damage.
All right. Yeah, and you see these orcs, they have like red face paint, and they are decked out. They have come here for battle, and they're up close and personal. All right. These two right here are just going to move to the side, and they are going to throw their javelins at Dintari. And the first one will roll a 17 to hit. The second one rolls a 9 to hit. Does the 17 hit you, Dintari?
The first one hits Dintari right in the leg, and as he's hit by that other one, he sees the other coming at him, and he just dodges it and rips the javelin out of his leg.
Mm-hmm. And it's a lousy 8 damage there, Dintari, piercing damage from that javelin. And the other one's, the one who missed you roars at you and rushes forward. Well, no, they can't rush forward anymore. They used their move. All right. That is their turn, and now we are back up to the top of the order with Grukvar. Grukvar, you see the orcs advancing against you. What would you like to do?
Is each square 5 feet?
Yes, each square is 5 feet. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is the war chief? What is he wearing in terms of armor?
Good question. Let's check here. Chainmail.
Ooh,
This kind of
okay.
rough, black rings.
Okay. I tuck my shield under my arm. I take my battle hammer and I start rotating between my hands like a fire starter stick. And then I point it directly at him and cast heat metal on his chainmail.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to say you probably have to move a little bit to the side, like right here, if that's cool,
Sure.
in order to get that view of him.
I just need to see him and be within range. I don't need to be within line of sight.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I would
that's
say
fine. That's
just
fine. I'll stay
beyond
there.
the giant Luxodon.
Okay. And he will take, let's see here. 5 points of damage. And also, let's see here. If the creature is holding or wearing the object and takes damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
Okay, so Constitution saving throw coming right up. Oh, I forgot to roll his modifier. Okay, so he got a 16.
He succeeds.
Okay, but he still takes some damage from the heat. Is that correct?
He takes damage this time, and then also every time I spool that up, because it'll occur again.
Okay, and how much damage was that?
5.
5 points of damage. Okay. Yep, he howls in pain.
Okay.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yes. As a bonus action, I would like to cast Spiritual Weapon. So I draw, I turn a bit and draw as if out of the air, and it instantly materializes a giant translucent battle hammer that's floating, and send it over to the war chief and make an attack.
Now, I think you can move your spiritual weapon as a bonus action, but I don't know if you can actually attack with it.
You're right. I'm gonna retroactively say I create it next to him.
Okay. Yeah.
I have the same amount of range as I had on the other spell, but
Okay.
and I will make an attack.
But that's what I'm saying. Can you attack with it, or can you only move it as a bonus action?
Well, when you create it, you can attack with it.
Okay.
The moving is to move it is a bonus action.
Okay. Yep. Go for it.
19.
That hits.
Another 5 points of damage.
Hey, it's something. It adds up. All right. Very good. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. Dintari, it is your turn. You see Clay surrounded, your now Luxodon companion, surrounded by ogres, an ogre and orcs. And Nikos has 2 on him as well. What would you like to do?
Dintari had pulled the javelin out of his leg and clutches his leg as blood runs down it, and he spins it, twirling it up, getting ready to hurl it back at the sender, and then remembers it's only a 1d6, and he drops the javelin and runs forward at the group off to the left to get in the middle of those 3. Pulls out his second scimitar and twirls it and gets ready to lay down a barrage of 4 strikes, hitting the one closest to Clay first, with a scimitar, rolling an 18.
Hits.
The next hit, a 9.
Miss.
The next hit, a 15.
Hits.
And an 18.
And that hits. So 2 on number 2 and 1, or are they all on number 3?
Well, until one, all on that one. If it kills it, then we move it to the
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage, and I'll let you know.
So we got 6 on the first hit. A wee glance, an uppercut strike for an 11, and then he twirls the.
That kills that one.
Ooh. And then as he's up in the air from the uppercut, he twirls it back down with a huge slash back down on the top of the one to his left.
Nice.
For 8 points.
8 points of damage. Awesome. Yeah, you guys just see like the flash of these blades sparkling in the moonlight as Dintari is dancing around these orcs.
Very reminiscent of his dad fighting 1,000 orcs once. Little does he know it.
Okay.
And that's why people hate Drist.
Because he fought. Yeah, there you go. If I just proved everything Michael said was exactly right, it was that.
The one time he fought 1,000 orcs.
I didn't want to admit he was right, but you know what? You got us, Michael.
It's kind of stupid, but awesome. All right, so that was 8 points of damage to the last
The
one.
Batman of Dungeons and Dragons.
It's true. All right. So that was awesome, and now it is Clay's turn. Clay is in a rage here. Let's see if I know how to play Clay. All right, so actions.
Some fury. I would imagine he's making all kinds of like elephant-like grunts, and just the presence of him is bigger now. Like you could probably even maybe feel him. Man, if Grukvar made him big now, he's gonna be huge.
Absolutely. Clay is going to strike with the +2 trident. I think he still has that, right? Against the orc war chief. He hits, and that's going to be a total of 15 damage against that fellow. And then, let's see here. 2-weapon fighting.
I don't think Michael ever noticed I painted a cat in the Darksea workshop that looks like his.
Really?
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Oh, yeah? That's
I'm trying to see if...
I put all kinds of secrets in there and like...
Water dive, attack. I cannot see if he has
I
2
could
attacks.
get the... It's hard to see. Oh, wait,
Okay.
Hold on. Get the science behind this. Up, no. Down. Come on.
Extra attack. There we go. Yep, he does get to attack again. So, sorry for the hold up there.
I don't know, it looks like a cat. You can see the color scheme though.
27.
Oh,
Yeah, it's definitely the same color scheme.
a stupid camera.
Oh, he rolled 2 1s on his damage, but that's still 12 points of damage somehow. All right. All right. So, Clay has just kind of brutalized this orc war chief with that magical trident that you guys found in the depths of that shipwreck. All right. And that brings us to, I think it is Nikos. Yes. Nikos, it is your turn.
All right. Nikos is going to
Do some
use the
damage.
Hunger of Hadar.
Nice.
But I'm going to move out of the way of these dudes first. So, Nikos is going to move and provoke
Okay.
from them.
Yep. So the first one rolls a 15.
That will miss.
And the second one rolls a 12.
That will also miss.
All right.
So I'm going to create a 20-foot area. I don't know if I can move that. Can I move that?
I hate how you can't. You have to like undo and then recreate it, and it's a pain.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real pain.
All right, I'll get there.
You could also just use the drawing
There.
tool and make it rougher if you want.
Then, there. That's basically it.
Yeah, sounds good.
So yeah, I want to hit 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sounds good. Yep.
As Nico steps forward, this area of dark energy suddenly bursts into existence. You guys have seen him use this before on the Duragar, as from within these cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises can be heard from inside. As anyone inside of this area will be making a 2d6. Oh, sorry. Anyone who starts their turn takes 2d6 damage. Anyone who ends their turn here takes 2d6 damage with a dex save. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
So lots of damage.
Yeah. So do they take any damage right now, or just on the start of their turn?
On the start of their turn.
Okay. And do they have to make saves at that time as well?
No, if they end their
If
turn
they-
inside of it, they
Yeah.
must.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yep.
No light, magic, or otherwise can be illuminated in the area. The characters inside are blinded.
Okay, yeah. So essentially, you guys can't see in here either. It's just this dark cloud that Nikos has created that has swallowed up 4 of the hostiles here. All right. And that brings us... Anything else you'd like to do, Nikos?
Nope, that is all.
Okay. It is their turn. So, Nikos, go ahead and roll that damage for them, and I will see if they make their dex saves. Actually, okay, so...
Max damage of 12.
Sweet. All right, so... let's see. 6 made a save. 5 misses the save. 4...
Oh, sorry. The
Critical
starting one
failure.
doesn't offer a save, so there's no saving throw for that one.
Okay.
This is just if they end their turn in the
Oh,
area.
okay. Yep. Gotcha. Okay, so they take 12 damage each.
Yep.
Now. All right. And then this one is going to run out. It will see Nikos. This one's going to run out. It will not be able to make it to Nikos. This one is going to leap out this way. And the ogre is going to just move over here, provoking an opportunity attack from Clay. And Clay will roll a natural 1. And now, okay, yes, we're repositioned.
That's such a Clay thing to do, too.
I won't tell him you said that. Okay, so they have taken 12 points of damage each. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of damage when you add it all up. Okay. That
So
brings us.
with those, so just real quick, with those two orcs, the intention was to not leave enough room for them to step out into those areas. So are they still partially in it?
Um, no. But if you would, yeah, I mean, I guess if you wanted to move the circle down more, we could say.
Yeah, well, I
then
mean,
it
like, I
goes
just wanted them to not be able to like directly come in front of me, and where Clay is, like, basically not be able to get where Clay is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it
So
was more like 5, 10, 15, 20, 15, 20.
Yep. Gotcha.
Just obviously a little higher than that, so probably about.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. So I'll say that they are still in the darkness, and yeah, we'll just say that they have to.
Yeah, number 4 and number 5. Number 6 will get out easy.
Yep. And I believe I already rolled number 4 and 5 definitely failed their saves. So now what?
So they now take another 2d6 damage.
Sweet.
All right, so that is 11.
All right, 4 and 5. Well, 5 you can't see anymore. 4, yeah, you can't see anymore either. But anyway, there we go. All right. Okay, so that brings us now to the ogre is going to attack Clay
Where did the Hunger of Hadar go?
with his great club.
Did it?
I'm getting it more
misses.
Oh,
accurate.
okay.
And the orc war chief is also going to attack Clay. Everyone's picking on Clay here now that Ryan's gone. 2 attacks. The first one is a 24 to hit. The second one is a 13 to hit. So only one of them hits with the great axe for minimum damage of 5 whole points of damage to Clay. Okay. And that brings us to the other 2 orcs that are on Dintari. This one moves up to Dintari, and they are both going to attack.
Need a 16 to hit.
Oh, whoops, I had rolled the wrong thing. That's a natural 1, and
Centauri
2.
whizzes by, and then whizzes by the other one.
easily dodging their clumsy attacks. Okay. And that brings us back up to the top of the order to Grukvar Sparkmantle.
I want to run up to the war chief and just squeeze right between the Hunger Dome and Clay. Do you think that's possible? I mean, I can make that distance, but I don't. Can I think I can squeeze through there between a Loxodon and a
Yeah.
and a
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can.
okay.
Especially since our tokens, like, they're still scaled for 10 feet technically, and yeah, they're not as big.
Okay. Okay. As I do so, I want, as a bonus action, I want to flare up that heat metal again,
Yeah.
and heat metal there. Let's see here. 9 points of damage.
To the war chief.
Yep, to the war chief,
Yeah.
and he needs to take a Constitution saving throw.
All right. War chief will roll a 23.
Easily. This guy does not care if you heat his armor up. He does not care.
He took
Okay,
some damage, but yeah.
As I cover that ground, Grukvar, with his right hand, he thrusts his hand downwards and casts his glove off, so he has his hand is bare, and he reaches out and grabs hold of the war chief's arm, and you can see dark rivulets are traveling down his hand and into the war chief's body, and he casts inflict wound.
All right. Do I have to make a save?
No, does 20 Is 20 high enough to overcome his AC?
Yes, it is.
30 points of damage
Whoa.
as his arm starts to tear apart.
What does this look like as you kill the orc war chief?
It's like it's creating a valley as it rips through his arm, up his neck, and across his head, and his head splits open.
Oh, yeah. And you see him just crumple to his knees on the ground, and the snow around him just turns red. Awesome. All right. That brings us... Anything else you'd like to do, Grukvar?
No.
I think that was enough.
Yeah.
Dintari, you're up.
That attack was so savage that blood literally sprinkled on Dintari like rain. You could just see a few blood droplets hit his hand. He spins up.
Is he upset that it's soiled his ninja hat?
It's black, so he can't really tell.
Oh, okay.
It's already soaked in blood. He looks at what he got two next to him.
Yeah.
He twirls around and he whips out his whip and he tries to get the guy in front of him, and he goes right for his foot and to try to like pull him out from underneath of himself. And 26 to hit.
Hits.
So
Easily.
he pulls himself out, and as he come on, go away. And as he hits for 10 points of damage, he goes into a roll with his other swords as he drops his whip and pulls out both of his scimitars for a 27 to hit on the first one, and a 12 to hit on the next one.
12 does not hit, I don't think. Hold on, let me check. Nope, 12 is not quite enough. But here's how this looks. Number 2, you grabbed with your whip around the ankle, is that right?
Yeah, I was trying to pull him out from under him, and then...
Yeah. As you pull his legs out from under him, he lands in such a way that his spine, you just hear this, and you can kind of feel it through the whip. And he just crumples and lays to the ground as you turn your scimitar on number 1 there and hit, and go ahead and roll your damage on that one attack that did hit.
6.
All right. And that is... Okay, that's number 1, yeah. Yeah, so you just slash your scimitar right into his belly, and he's holding in blood, but it did pierce his armor, and he roars in agony. All right. Excellent. Anything else, Dintari?
No.
All right, that brings us to Clay. Clay is going to attack the ogre now with his scimitar twice, and let's go ahead and make that with his trident, rather, not scimitar. That's a 17 to hit and a 15 to hit, and the ogre's AC is 11, so both easily hit, and that will be 16 plus 19 is 20. No, 16 plus 19 is 35. Am I doing my math right? I think so. Yep, 35. Oof. 35 points of damage on the ogre as the trident pierces flesh in multiple points and blood starts flowing more freely from the ogre. And that brings us to Nikos.
All right, so Nikos is going to look at the ogre remaining next to him. I'm going to keep this nice and simple. I'm going to step up, and Nikos is going to pull his mask down, and I'm going to use my tongue and basically try to attack him, grab him, and throw him back in the darkness.
Nice. All right. What does he have to do?
Well, I need to make an attack first.
Okay.
Which...
That's a beautiful Hunger of Hadar you've
It is.
depicted there.
Thank you. Okay, so that is 25 to hit.
That definitely hits, yeah.
All right, so that is 12 points of damage.
All right.
Then I need to make a athletics check using my intelligence to grab at him.
All right.
Which is an opposed.
Okay, so I'll make an athletics. That'll just be straight strength for the orc, I assume.
Yeah.
That is a 16 I rolled.
I rolled a 24.
All right. So he is thrown into the darkness.
Yeah. I mean, like what it technically says is I grapple him, but
Okay.
instead of grappling, I'm hoping to just sort of like toss him in.
I like it. All right. So yeah, your tongue just wraps around him as this look of horror comes from his eyes as you're squeezing the life from him and toss him back into the darkness. You hear this. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
I end my turn.
Okay. That brings us to the orcs.
He takes 2d6 damage,
Okay.
which is 10 points of damage.
You hear a death rattle emit from this orc. Not much of a cry left in him. All right, and the ogre is going to attack Clay, and I hope this ogre finally hits something. My gosh. What a bag of hit points.
Oh, can't hit anything.
What does this
swings-
ogre? What does he look like, Nate?
He's just this great big fleshy glob. He's got one eye patch over his eye and just this weird like tuft of hair sticking up at a diagonal on the other side of his head. Kind of this strange symmetry. And
Love it.
and he's just got, oozing pus everywhere. And he swings his club, and Clay easily just kind of sidesteps it as it smashes into the snow. And the last remaining orc will attack. I want to say Fizwick, Dintari. There we go. And he swings with his great axe, and that is going to be a 10 to hit. And then
Easily missed.
he
Deflected
is going
by
to
Dintari's spinning blade.
exactly.
That's what it sounded like.
Uh-huh. And then he's going to run away, and Dintari will get an attack of opportunity. If you
Ooh,
would like.
Dintari's gonna pull out that crossbow and try to shoot him right in the back. Let's see. Ooh, he rolls a 24. Loaded up, man.
That hits.
Whopping 4 points as the missile surges right into his lower waist.
4 points is enough to take him down. Where does this crossbow bolt hit him?
He shoots him right in the lower waist, and as he finishes, he spins the gun Old West style back into his stuff.
His holster.
Into his belt.
Yeah, wherever he's getting this thing from.
And the orc falls and spins to the ground and starts rolling down the hill basically back to where that you originally saw them hiding, and you hear this body actually boom, down a little ledge, and it just kind of keeps rolling down the hill. All right. There is
Puts
just
in two more as it's rolling, just to make sure.
Yeah, I like it. Just the ogre left, and it is Grukvar's turn.
Grukvar looks to the hammer of Ula that's floating there, that translucent battle hammer, and he beckons with his own hammer and points it towards the ogre. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack. So I will do that.
Yep,
I rolled a 21. I'm assuming that hits.
that hits easily.
Okay, for 9 points of damage.
All right. Yep.
And
He cries out in pain.
I will pivot around Clay here to get up close to the ogre, and I will attempt to hit him with my warhammer.
Yep.
I've rolled a 14.
That hits.
Okay. For 5 points of damage, because I've used my magic right on this hammer to make it a magic weapon.
Nice.
And then because I hit that, it enacts a divine strike so I have causes another 1d8 of fire damage. So the hammer flares up and the flames cause an additional 7 points of damage.
All right. And that is enough to take out the ogre. What does this look like?
The final hit caves in his knee, and he crumples over and is killed by his own body weight. As he rolls down the hill, it snaps his neck.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
All right. So this group of ogres that had hoped to get some plunder here in the Dwarven Valley is no more, or a group of orcs rather.
Is that Hunger of Hadar Dome just kind of sitting there, still hissing and whispering quietly as all our enemies are dead?
Nikos, is that Hunger of Hadar still there, or?
Do we still hear it?
Yeah. You definitely be able to hear the squelching and the whispering and stuff like that. I'll keep it there for a little bit longer, and if no one runs out of it, then I'll turn it off.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome. All right. You guys notice further down the hill that there is another body at the bottom near where the orc landed. Would you guys move closer to examine it?
Sure.
Yeah.
There is a lone dwarf with a javelin sticking out of its back. A battle hammer dwarf with an orcish javelin sticking out of his back, and he is bleeding and dead there in the snow. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to. Is he face down?
Yeah.
I would like to gingerly sort of sit his body upright and sort of rest it against his pack or whatever he has with him, and cast Speak with Dead on his corpse.
Yeah. You managed to do so, and a spectral kind of voice speaks out to you, and what do you want?
I turn to the group and I say, "We've got 5 questions." And does anybody offer anything up that they want to ask?
Let's start with who killed him.
I look at the javelin. I look at the javelins the orcs had.
Oh, that's right.
I mean,
Of course.
I
All right, Professor, you're up next.
I sit there and go, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just didn't want you to waste the question. I honestly don't care who this dwarf is. Unless he's a glacier or the Frost Maiden. People die in the snow from being attacked by orcs all the time."
Do you know these orcs?
Yes, they are from the Red Arrow tribe. They have been raiding around here.
Where have you been staying?
I work here in the valley and live here.
Who else is with you?
I was a lone sentry on the bluff. No others nearby.
We gotta have 2 better questions than the remaining guys.
Nope. Nikos genuinely doesn't care about him. I cannot stress enough how little I care of this dwarf.
Why are dwarves here? Why is the Battlehammer clan here?
This is our ancestral home. The valley gives us all we need.
Wait, have we asked him what he was doing out here?
He said
Yeah,
he was a lone
we did.
He's a
sentry.
lone sentry.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want me to tell your kin for you?
Tell them I caught sight of the white dragon flying to the north.
Damn it! Should have asked that one earlier. So many questions now.
And that is where we will end the session.
Well, you got something out of that, Alex.
I guess
It
so.
wasn't useless. It was a white dragon.
All right. So thank you guys so much. Awesome work, players. You guys are great. It was a lot of fun. Fun to try out a new character for Will, and yeah, some real cool reveals on some of the Nico stuff and the progress with the Red Wizard stuff. And Grukvar gonna have his moment to make a big deal with a goddess. So cool stuff. We'll have Ryan back with us next time, I assume. So yeah, thank you, Lance, Jake, Bicklestone, the Nerdy Steve, McKinley, Dale, Kendra. Hope you feel better soon, Kendra.
Yeah, get better.
Yes, healing and peace to you. Yeah, I'm missing other people who are here, but thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Always fun. Spending every other Monday with all you cool people, both in the Zoom call and in the chat. Don't forget to check out Dark Sea Workshop. Get yourself some pretty dice, or a great Christmas gift for your gaming loved ones. And check out Michael's stuff at Dead Aussie Gamer. Links in the video description for that. And of course, thank you to Hero Forge as well. Oh, and one more thing Patrick mentioned that I forgot to mention is that, the Dogmite DM screen, which I showed earlier, you can actually win one of those. Yes, you can buy them, but also go put your name in to win one of those things at dogmite.com/WASD20. So yeah. All right. That's it for this one, everybody. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye. I have to find the off button. Where is it?